Guys, just fired up a quick live spontaneously. What's happening, Arkash? How are you, mate? Just thought I'd do a quick little live, have a little chat, find out where everyone's at, get a few watch hours. What you been doing, mate? I can see you've fired up gamer. He's looking into the. Let me have a look. I've got to try and find where I am. Into the flat Earth stuff now, which I think is a good thing. There we go. Gotcha. Which is a good thing. So you've definitely got someone's mind thinking there. I'll have to introduce you, Arkash, this group on Facebook with a lot of my Christian friends. They're that are flat earthers. They've got this Facebook thing on the topic. I don't know how far they go with it now because I haven't looked on there for a long time, but I'll try and find out the name of it and I'll drop it in here on here. Good afternoon, Andy. I hope you're okay, mate. Anthony as well, and Andy, and all you guys, welcome. Welcome. Where's Arkash? Oh, that's what I've got to do. I've got to make the Arkash moderated door. Everyone is Andy. Oh, mate, that's a shame. Yeah, pop up, mate. How do I let you on? Hold up. There you go. Got it. Add to screen.
Yo.
Hello, my son. What's happening, mate?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, I see on I see on what's it, Andrew J's last night. You've piqued gamers' interest in flat Earth. I thought that was great.
Oh,
yeah, did you see it?
Macam Gamer, R9 Gamer.
Yeah, R9 Gamer. He was interested in the flat Earth, and yeah, I thought that was a good thing.
That's nice to know.
Yeah, it piqued his interest. He's been looking into it, and I think it is nice to know. I thought it was good. A lot of people took the piss out of him, but I didn't actually like that. I don't like that stuff. But
yeah, but that comes with a job there, JJ.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've got a lot of friends that believe that as well. I don't necessarily believe it, but the thing is, I'm ignorant to it. I haven't really looked into it. Yeah. I need to look into it. But my mate is adamant on it. My mate, he was a key worker when I was in a rehab. He was my key worker, and he's a devout Christian, and he's absolutely adamant that he's flat Earth. He's got some good explanations to it as well, and he's got a group on Facebook. I'd have to find out what the name is, and I'll send it what his group is, and I'll send it to
you. Yeah. To be honest, in the beginning when I became like a non-globe believer, everyone I spoke to who believed the same thing were all Christians.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of them were like Muslims and other religions as well. And I kind of, when I came onto it, there was only religious people talking about it.
Yeah.
And anybody else, it was just a no-go.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I went into that Christian rehab, and I was brought up a Roman Catholic, but I'm not necessarily Christian. I went into the born again thing, but now I just have a faith system that because a lot of it is a lot of hypocrisy in denominations, isn't there? And it's just, I don't class myself as religious, but I do class myself as faithful. That's why I look at the good in people and try to see good things. Do you know what I mean? Even when there ain't none, I try to see them, but that's where I'm at now. But I've never really looked into the flat Earth. But my mate John is very much interested.
I mean, it's not for everybody, and a lot of people never woke up to believe in that. They sort of maybe questioned one or two things, and then suddenly your life changes forever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it is.
What that does for me, when I think about it, is it brings to me as an alien force that has come down and created it rather than a god.
Yeah.
You know, because it's got a firmament over it. It's got all things that you say that are things that would be built by someone, by science rather than faith.
Yeah. It's a good claim, that, JJ.
That's what it does for me when I think of it. So one of my Christian mates used to talk about. I said, well, that takes away my old principles of what I believe in God, because what I believe in God is He is all powerful and He created the earth, and that's a lot more power in creating this earth round and keeping us all stuck to it than it is, you know, having a thing with a firmament over the top and all that. That just tells me that some alien influence has come down and created a place where they can, you know, rebuild their forces, if you like, you know, because their planets were dying or whatever. You know, it looks more to me like a science thing than it does a fateful thing. They dismissed it, obviously, because they're Christians, but that's what it does for me anyway. That's where I put it.
No, I like that. Now I'll strongly take that on board from like your point of view.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like when you did say that, I thought like maybe that's how an alcoholic like feels when, you know, he can't remember life how it was when he was sober because he's drunk so long. And then like the guy that I know, he can't see life without alcohol. He likes to have alcohol in his life.
Yeah.
And I always think if you could see what it would be like without it, then maybe you might cut down and stop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot to it. I mean, I need to look into it further. I would have to research it, but because I haven't really done that. I've always because I certainly believe the Earth's round. And the only reason I do that is because I think of things in black and white. I look up and I see the sky and I see the moon and I see the sun and they're all round. You know what I mean? And they're a globe. You can see them turning and this, that, and the other. So I say, well, why wouldn't the Earth be like that? And that's the only thing really I've got down for me. So if I researched it more and found out, then maybe I'd know a lot more. But you certainly cannot dismiss that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people who aren't a believer like I am, they'll take the world and the universe that they've been taught, and they'll put a flat disc in the position where Earth should be. And then I can tell you myself that none of that makes sense anywhere. So I could never imagine that if I was a globe believer. But when you look into like how I would see it, or it becomes like a whole different world.
That's right. You can never dismiss these things. People dismiss them. They're very ignorant. They laugh at people and say, "Oh, yeah." That really annoys me because I think, listen, how do you know whether what they believe is right or what you believe is right? You don't really know. And I certainly believe that NATO tell us a load of bullshit.
Of course, they all do, JJ.
I totally believe that. If you can believe that these governments tell us the old truth, I mean, that moon landing, to me, that was just an absolutely fictitious load of bullshit. You could see that it was in a bloody place somewhere, and they was using, you know, all the things they know from the cinema and all that to create that. That 100% wasn't a moon landing to me.
Yeah, well said.
And I'm sorry, I can't see that as being real. I believe it was a race to who's going to get to the moon first. And the Americans, with their arrogance, created something to make them look like the leaders of the world, the sort of thing. I think it was a complete load of bloody crap. I don't believe that at all, what happened there. But there you go. It could be true, it can't be. I can't prove it. And I can't not prove it, if you know what I mean. But I don't believe in it.
Well, when you go back to the story, and there's been movies made about it. I watched one last week. It was like a comedy movie called Moonwalkers. And it was pretty funny, to be honest. But Stanley Kubrick was asked to do a moon landing video just in case they failed and it went wrong. And that's been known to be proof that like he's come out and said himself, and the American government have admitted to it, asking him.
Exactly. I've looked into it a little bit, and the more things I've looked into it, it sort of disproves it. You know, the way the flag was blowing. I mean, the flag wouldn't blow. You know, you could see it was sort of blowing away. I mean, you're upstairs, there ain't no wind in space. You know what I mean? All sorts of things like that I read. And I thought, fuck me, that makes loads of sense what they're saying there. A load of bullshit.
It's just said that most of us, like especially like yourselves, you'll watch it on the television. Oh, I don't know what you're at. But a lot of us were indoctrinated just to grow up and believe this, you know.
Yep. totally. I believe that totally. And a lot of pictures they take of the Earth as well. They don't seem to look real to me.
Yeah, well, they admit this. The all CGI composites.
Yeah, that's the shit. They don't look real to me. You see all these pictures and you go on NATO and all that. They don't look like someone's come from a spaceship and took a photograph. They look something you'd see on TV. Like, that's what they look like to me.
Yeah. Well, the greatest one ever taken was actually, they claim it was taken on the way down, and it was taken with a photograph, with a camera.
Yeah.
An everyday camera. But when you compare it to all the rest, they all look exactly the same. They all taken from the same distance away, more or less.
Yep. Totally agree with you. It's sort of inconsistent, isn't it? It's inconsistencies that I see. I don't see anything that's consistent or any real proof.
Yeah. If anything, it should just look the same every year.
We've got another guest. There it is. Have I done it right? Hello, what's happening? Yeah, it's the same every year, the same picture, the same everything, the same crap, isn't it? So I don't think I'm going to believe anything that they put out on TV anymore. Can you hear us, Anthony? Anthony?
Hey, JJ, you
yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can hear you now. Go on. What was that? Go on.
I've got like a button on my earphones where I can mute myself. When I'm led on pillar, sometimes it clicks in. It should be in a different position. I can't wait to get that air fryer,
Yeah, they're good. Listen, I'm going to be totally brutally honest with you. All I've done in it so far is bacon.
Bacon. Yeah. Well, I thought you cooked burger and chips.
No, it was from bloody Burger King.
Did you watch? Oh. Did you not watch the? Watch it again. Watch it again, you nutcase.
What have I ordered? Oh my god!
Watch it again. Even the second one with a sweet. I just got these sweets that I just ordered from some dessert place, and I stuck them in the trays and pulled them out. It was just a piss take. Because the piss take was on myself, because I have not got a clue how to use these machines. There's no way I could have made fucking burger and that in it so quick. It took me about an hour to suss it out to turn it on to do a bit of bacon.
I know how to work it. I've watched the. I've watched everything about it.
Yeah, I've got one myself. I've had it for a few months now.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they? They are.
What have you got? The Ninja one?
Yeah, I've got a 9. I think it's a 9.7 to the big one.
Is it good?
Amazing. If you like that sort of thing.
Is it the one with 2 drawers like what Uncle JJ's got?
Yeah, I think yours is a 7.9.
Yeah, mine's 7.6. I mean, I live here alone. I didn't need the great big one. So I did look at that big one, and I thought about it. But I thought, what's the point of me getting that? So I got when Sparky said get the smaller one, because you only live alone. I thought that makes sense. So I got the littler one for me, and that's big enough for me for one person.
Yeah. What did you pay for that?
They was £200 in Argos, but it was waiting time and all this bollocks, and then I went on eBay and I see one there. The cheapest one was £220, so I've just got that, and then I bought a few accessories for £30. So all in it was 2.5.
I've paid £199, and it comes with all the accessories.
Well, where'd you get that from then?
eBay.
Good for you. I couldn't find it. It cost me £200.
I hope it comes with the accessories, because it shows it with accessories, but I didn't really read this description. I seen that it was new, but I did see one for 45, and when I clicked on it, it said air fryer not included, and then it showed all these accessories. So if it hasn't got the accessories, I'll just buy the accessories for £45.
Yeah. Well, no, don't pay 45. They're on Amazon. £27 it cost me for the accessories.
Oh, I'll go on Amazon.
On Amazon. Someone sent me. I got the link sent to me after I'd bought it all. You know what I mean? So I just thought I might as well get them accessories, because you need a thermometer thing to do your food. I've never used one of them before, so I thought that was a good idea. Mr. Beautiful, hello, son. And let me just say hello to people in the chat. Hello, everyone in the chat, whoever I've missed. Yes, I can't be rude. UBRS, Dodge, Rick, and all you guys. I have seen you. That's it. Go on, crack on.
What is that device that you showed?
It's a thermometer that you stick into the food to see the heat.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, go on, Akash.
Yeah, they're trying to scare people, aren't they, with all the ninja buyers lately? Because they're putting. I'm not on Facebook, but my missus keeps showing us house fires where someone's been cooking with an air fryer. And they've left it plugged in, turned off though, and it's turned itself off and burnt the house down. It's caught fire somehow. But I said, don't read into stuff like that because they're scaring you. They did this with vapes, and I remember when Samsung fetched out a new phone, they were saying that they were blowing up. So it was probably his iPhone making these silly.
Spot on, okay. I love you, man. You're spot on. Because they said that about the leads, leaving your leads in on the phone and all this bollocks. I always leave them in. I've left phones on for fucking days with it, and I've done the same with computers, and nothing's ever fucking happened, ever, never. So there must be one-off situations, or you must be damn unlucky to blow up your ass over a fucking air fryer.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a lot of gadgets to lose if you burn your house down, aren't you, Uncle JJ?
Yeah, I don't want to lose my gadgets, man. I do like my little gadgets, I must admit. I've took pictures of that pothole, though. The fuck me, I couldn't believe I went down like a ton of bricks last night, I fell on the floor like that. Boom.
Did you actually fall over yesterday?
Yeah, it was last night. I fucking took the dog out, and in the little bit, there's a side road near me. Yeah, and what happened? I come out and I've seen a carpet dumped outside my house near the chute, and I've seen all this rubbish, and I didn't want to take my dog on there. I thought, fuck that. So I walked up the side of my house a bit, and there's potholes in the road because I live in an Asbo area. And I've just gone straight down a pothole. Fuck me, I went down like a ton of bricks, it not hurt, and then I let go of my dog. So when I'm panicking to grab my dog, I've gone on a stone on my knee, But when I got in, I couldn't believe all the blood. I'm on all those tablets, and So it was that problem.
Yeah, it was canny hole, like. I mean, what did you wrap it up with?
Yeah, I've given it a good clean, and I stuck. I done it with a Hibby scrub and some other steroid cream. I've got this antiseptic. Put that on it, and I stuck just a bit of cotton on it, and I've got some masking tape and put it around it.
Yeah. Fucking masking tape.
I thought it was a gas mask, to be honest. I didn't think it was a bandage. I thought you have to gas mask and then just wrapped.
Yeah, I just got this tape shit that I found in a car, and I thought, fuck it, that do. You know what I mean? I have to be careful, guys. I've got chronic diabetes, so I've got to take. I should really have gone to the doctor, but I can't be bothered with all that claim lark and going doctors and all that shit. I hate hospitals. I'm not good with that. But yeah, it was a bit naughty. Anyway, we was talking about something really important just now. What was we talking about? My mind strange. Yeah, life fires, that's important. I'm not saying it's not. No, the flat earth and science we were talking about, weren't we? I thought that was really interesting. I find it interesting. I don't find that sort of shit boring. I think it's stuff that people should know.
Well, they used to think the earth was square, didn't they?
Round, square, flat, whatever they think, but there's something to it. You can never dismiss this stuff. People just dismiss it as if you're insane and all that, but a lot of more insane things have been actually proven. So never dismiss anything and learn from it, and there's a lot to be learned. Can't dismiss
I was listening to what you were saying about that moon landing thing. The flag.
Yeah.
How it were blown in the wind. If anything, I think that flag would have been floating up into the sky.
Yeah. Anything like that. I mean, because
and not
it
sky.
Just didn't look right, did it? It just didn't look right. So I know if they're going to fake that, then they'll fake anything.
Well, I heard they did it in the Nevada desert.
Yeah, I believe that. I do believe that, actually. I know a lot of people call me crazy for saying that I believe that, but I do believe that.
Yeah, we're definitely dodgy that.
Yeah, of course it was. It's just a total load of hobswabbling. I mean, there was loads of things. I mean, how far have we gone into this? This, and this might be controversial, what I'm going to say. This Twin Towers attack.
Yeah.
How far? What do you think we were told the whole truth about that?
No, only 10%.
Yeah, Dave, thank you. Because I actually thought a bit dodgy saying shit like that because I want to get attacked and all this shit. I hate all that attacks, but I just think there's something dodgy about all that. I looked at it up. How could that happen?
They knew that the attack were coming because they were warned, weren't they, that they were going to be attacked?
Well, they weren't. Well, sort of, because the day before this, there was the missing 2.8 trillion pounds of the black budget. So, for the American government, were claiming that there was 2.8 trillion pound missing from their budgets.
Yeah.
2.8 trillion pound missing.
Ah.
A month before that, the Twin Towers were both insured for 1.1 million pound each. And in that week, when they were fetched down, all the CEOs of all like the top, pulled out of all the stocks and shares.
Well, that were their stock exchange, wasn't it? Twin Towers, one at
and
Twin
also,
Towers.
George W. Bush's brother was in charge of security, and the year before, or up until 9/11, there was talk of people were complaining that like stairwells were closed off and lifts were closed down, and these black boxes were appearing everywhere. And there was also these artists from like the Far East somewhere. These artists, these Arabs, I think they were, and they took this photograph. They rented one floor out and they filled it with boxes, and they took a photograph and posted it online. Somebody Googled the serial number on the box, and it came back to be thermite detonators, which is used for explosives. Also, in 2000, in the early 90s, there was a photographer on an aeroplane or in a helicopter, took a photograph of the Twin Towers with the sun behind the towers, and then shining through the towers was only 27 floors in the middle that were occupied. All the floors above and below were empty, and you could see straight through.
There you go.
So it's not just one thing. Also in the 90s, I remember watching on Discovery Channel that they had 757 aeroplanes, and you were controlling them like remote control in the Sahara Desert, and they were showing you that they could control big aeroplanes from the ground.
I've seen that.
And also on the same documentary, it showed you that they had this. They could. It was like a bomb, but it was like it turned everything to dust. So they had something as big as Twin Towers, like one of them. It was just filled with concrete, a big concrete hole. It was solid with concrete, not like a building where it's hollow. It was full of concrete, and he exploded it, and it all turned to dust. There was no rocks there.
So it was so convenient to then blame the Muslims, wasn't it, and a Muslim attack at the time, because that was what was in the media at the time.
Well, yeah, they've been sort of secretly telling us this for a long while. I mean, go back to the 80s and look at Back to the Future, the terrorism in there, wearing turbans and...
Yep.
You know,
Yeah. So we're totally indoctrinated, aren't we? Really, with media, we are indoctrinated. They'll blame things on faith and religions and all that. It's nothing to do with that. It's to do with money, power, 100%. And indoctrination is from these people that are in control of the world. It's got nothing to do with what you read in a book. It's what to do with what you see on TV and what's coming from these people that are in power. 100%. I believe that.
They did a film, didn't they? They did a film. On the 9/11 thing, it were one of the planes that were heading for the Twin Towers, and it ended up crashing into a forest. But
there was no debris.
The film didn't make no money. They put it out free for people to watch.
Yeah,
they put it on telly straight away.
Then you got the Pentagon, which is the most secure building in the world at the time. It had the most CCTV footage, and it was hit with an aeroplane flying level to ground level at 6 feet high, and went in on a perfectly straight angle with no wing damage, just a perfectly round hole. And it wasn't picked up by any of the security cameras that were watching that side of the building.
Wow.
And it's if you calculated its trajectory coming in, it would have took out about 6 lampposts across the bridge, and none of them were taken out.
See, these are all things I never even knew. So it just proves what I was actually thinking.
It's got conspiracy theories.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're actually theories. I think they're actually truths. I really do.
This thing came out about I think it was about 2015 or 16, and it was called The Missing 28 Pages of 9/11, or The Missing 27, or something like that. The Missing Pages of 9/11, because when they first did the first court case about it all, there was loads of missing paperwork, and all this paperwork was people who were people who worked in in the demolition business. They were saying it was a controlled explosion. There were flight pilots and engineers who built these airplanes that were supposedly crashed into the building, and they were saying that they can't fly at these sort of altitudes and speeds all at the same time. They would fall apart.
Exactly. And that's what done me. The way that it went down. When you saw it on the thing, it went down like it was a controlled explosion. I reckon if something was to fly into the top of the building, it would have gone all over the place and fell down everywhere. I mean, so much more would have been destroyed.
Well, this is what physics does. If you like Jenga blocks, like if you pull out the wrong one, it's going to fall over. Like when you hit that pothole, you didn't fall down; you fell over. You know?
Exactly. It would have gone straight down. It was controlled. And I've seen a lot of these things happen when they blow them and controlled. They just go straight down, don't they?
Well, let's take it into consideration with the luck and coincidence. Say, all right, one might have fell straight down, but two.
Nah, that's impossible. You're right. Yeah, that's logic.
What about Building 7? We all forget about Building 7. I remember watching that on BBC News, and you were saying Building 7 has collapsed. And I didn't realise at the time, but the woman, the news presenter, she was standing in America, supposedly, with Building 7 behind her in the backdrop. It was still standing. And she was saying it had fell down into its own footprint because an engine hit it.
Exactly. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that totally. And I think if that really did happen, there would have been thousands upon thousands of deaths.
More people died of the dust than 9/11, didn't there?
Yeah, I believe that as well. You know, I mean, that was
well, they didn't find any.
Convenient.
They didn't find any like engine. They didn't find any wheels. They couldn't find any pieces of the aeroplane, like the wing or windows. But don't forget, they found 2 passports from the hijackers. They didn't find seatbelts or they didn't find any people. But don't forget, they found 2 passports of the terrorism gang.
So everything else was just obliterated here. It just
apart from their fake passports.
Two paper passports was found. Paper passports were found. Big solid block engines totally disappeared.
Yeah. So they found 2 passports and 2 boxer shorts full of shit.
Yeah, come on, man. If you can't see through that, then what can you see? What is it they believe about us that we can't handle then, these governments? You know, I mean, Christ, I mean, it should be brought out. These things should be exposed. But I suppose if you did go and expose it, they're so powerful, you'd go missing, wouldn't you?
Well, people are free to think what they want and believe what they want, but the government are always going to still try and steer your mind.
Yeah, they're not going to let you prove it either, are they? Because if you tried to prove it, you'd go missing. You know, and that's the facts.
People are gullible, aren't they? I've seen that with YouTube. You know, a lot of people are
gullible. Most certainly are. I mean, even when all this royalist stuff was coming out and everyone, I mean, I'm not a great royalist, to be honest. I think they're a family that are very much involved in all this stuff. And I think there's over the world, there's families that are rich and powerful, and they're more the government than the actual governments. I mean, the government people that are in charge, I really believe are just puppets.
Yeah.
For something else that we don't know about. Don't get me wrong. I mean, kings and queens have been great for the past. I don't think they add much to our future. But there you go. It's what people like and it's what people want.
You know, like Prime Minister, there's somebody above him. You know, he doesn't make all the rules.
No, exactly.
They've got to answer to that that panel in Europe, whatever it's called. What they sit round every year.
Yeah, the government that we see, that's not the real government. There's a shadow government.
They're all puppets.
Yeah,
certainly not.
We can see the world is the stage. We're the audience. They're the actors.
Yeah.
What's it called? That place where they go and sit around that table with all the leaders.
The United Nations.
Yeah, the answer to the United Nations. You know, they're not in charge. The United Nations are in charge.
Yeah,
I'll tell you where it all leads to. The money stuff. Whoever's got the most money has the most power. Simple, plain facts. And
we know who that is, don't we?
Putin.
Go on.
No, not even Putin. He's got no money.
Of course, he did have. He was meant to be one of the richest men in the world, weren't he?
Big families. What I call the big families.
The richest people in the world. It's not notified that that rich. They're secretly rich that we're not supposed to know about.
Yeah.
But I think one of the Rothschilds, I don't know if it's Lord Jacob
Rothschild, yeah.
Well, he owns if everybody in the world put all the money in a pot, he owns 60% of that pot, and the rest of the other 40% gets distributed between the rest of the world. And he's one guy.
God.
He's one guy who's got 60% of that pot, or his family, and there's 13 of them families that all run together in that same.
Do you realise the amount of money that is 60% of the world's wealth?
Exactly.
That is, you can't even, you haven't got a warehouse big enough to put it in.
They don't even come top, like anywhere close, like the.
No, they don't. Yeah, I know that. They don't. They don't. But there's still joint ill in it with big families and the money. I mean, you're controlled where the money is. So these people that have that big money, then you're right. They're the ones that are pulling all the strings all over the world. Because they can make and create wars and destroy planets. They've got money to destroy planets.
Yeah, well, we destroyed this one good enough.
Yep. Yeah, they've totally siphoned it of everything, haven't they?
Yeah. But
And that's the problem now.
When you look at even businesses, there's only two real businesses of the world, Vanguard and BlackRock. I'm sure it still is.
Yep.
And everything's owned, like they're the main owners. Like, yeah, it's sickening to when you start to think about it.
Yeah, it is.
Then you wonder, like, why there can be so much poverty.
Yeah, the poverty should be gone. I don't get it. We shouldn't be living in these little old grubby flats and built in the 60s and in the Victorian age. We shouldn't be living in things like this. When the amount of wealth, you shouldn't have to go to Africa and see starving children, people dying every day. There's enough money. There's enough money even in the Vatican. Don't get me wrong. They could make and break wars, the Vatican, and they could feed the world. These are supposed to be godly, principled men. Why are they not feeding the world?
Yeah,
none of it makes sense.
Yeah. Feed the world.
Exactly.
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race.
Exactly. Imagine if someone like me, you, or Anthony had that kind of money. Look, we've got money, we can just do that. I don't believe that any one of us would let an whole country starve to death. I don't believe it. I just don't believe any one of us would do it. So I don't know how do they have the power not to do that?
We'll continue to do it. We'll go to a small country that's got no arms and we'll blow it up. We'll bomb innocent people. We'll take the artifacts that we want, which that's the only reason why we've ever gone to war. It's for artifacts from the past, from time before us. Yes, we've got a Bible to read and scriptures like that, but the artifacts, that's what we've all been fighting for. Like, some of these countries in the world were beautiful places, but we'll go in and bomb them and destroy them.
Yeah.
Things that have been there were built like beautifully, with all its own harmonics and acoustics, and sadly it's all gone now. They changed the landscape of countries just for artifacts to go and take, or and we'll say, oh well, they were building bombs, or they were terrorists, so we'll destroyed the country.
Yeah, I agree.
Imagine if that was the case, where everyone was like that. England wouldn't be no more. It would be gone. It would be in the sea.
Yeah.
Even just for the likes of Jimmy Savile, and Prince Andrew, other countries would have just blew us up.
Yep. Totally agree. We're puppets ourselves, aren't we, in that respect? I mean, there's not much we can do because we won't all stick together with it. We've got more power than the common people, but there's too many factions and too many disagreements. No, this is not true. That's not true. Too many brainwashed people that just go with the flow, with that kind of flow.
Yeah, because we've all got it too easy. We've all got Netflix and Sky, and we know all the dominoes and stuff. And
I've got to agree with you. And you know what? I'm guilty of it as well. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of sitting here and being complacent and being apathetic. Is that the word? I forget what the word is, but I'm guilty of that. I really am, because I'm guilty to spend the rest of my life sitting, watching my things, talking on YouTube, being out of order a few bits and pieces here and there. That's happy. That's me. That's content. And the world's disasters and politics and I'm definitely guilty of it.
I don't know. You got too many channels on your telly.
This is what I mean. I've got too many to choose from. You don't know what to watch, so I just watch one. I'm so like that. I want everything, but I only want to use one thing. Greed.
Yeah.
Greed. I want all the gadgets, but I hardly use them.
Yeah. That's me. They're all in the drawer.
Yeah. all in the drawer, all these things like tucked away, everything where I want it. I become obsessed with it. As soon as it comes, I put it up on the side, and I've got to admit, I hardly use it. That's a problem. You know, I'm just as guilty as to me. That makes me just as guilty as these people that are doing all these things in government, doesn't it?
You're going to use your air fryer, though, aren't you?
I'm going to figure that one out. Yes.
Right. If you go on YouTube, they give you step by step. You know what button what does what. It's like one drawer. You can put chicken in it, and say you put some onion rings and chips. You know, obviously the chicken's going to take longer, so you can press a button, and you can cook the chicken, and then it'll like delay it till you know, and then cook the chips and then the onion rings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you can sync two trays together so it all cooks at the same time. Yeah,
it's brilliant.
And just say if you want to cook, I don't know, oven chips that take half an hour in the oven, you put them on max crisp, and it takes 10 minutes.
That's what I wanted to ask you. So you know them things at the bottom that says max crisp, this, that, and the other. Is that the best one to press? Max crisp, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find that quite good, and you can change the time as well. You can put it on max, and then put it on to like 5 minutes or 15 minutes.
You don't need any oil. Don't need any oil with oven chips. I think they've got their own oil in them.
I don't put any oil in that whatsoever. I'll let it all do itself.
Yeah, and they're nice and crispy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, lovely.
Honest, the missus bought like a normal air fryer, like last year before, or whatever, when everyone was raving about like normal ones.
Yep.
And I never like, if I'm going to cook, I've got my pots and pans out, and I've got all the ovens on, and you know, I like it. But when she got that, I was like intrigued. Well, everyone's talking about it. Chubby Rain or someone, he was always using his air fryer.
Yeah.
So I just got busy with it, and I was like, I don't understand like how the whole world hasn't got one of these.
Yeah. I mean, I've always had, you know, the halogen air fryer, the glass ones.
Yeah.
I've always had one. I've had one of them for a few years now, and you just stick. They're so easy to use. You just turn this button round, and you put it to the temperature, and you just cook it. They're much easier to use than this Ninja. Yeah. And it was quite good, but it was good. But I don't think it's nowhere near as good as this one. But that was all right. You know.
Just go on YouTube, and there's loads of people on there, and they give you like step by step.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll watch a few things, and I'll go and make some grub.
Go live one night. Just put your phone in so we can see you, and we'll all just tell you what to do.
Yeah, and how about the steak? Can they cook a steak as well?
Yeah, steak, chops, all sorts, chicken.
All right. I want to give that a go. I think I'll have steak and chips tonight. I've got steak. Yeah. Want steak, boy? You want a bit of steak, boy? Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a bit out for you. Me and me boy will have steak and chips tonight. Want steak? He eats with me, he does. He sits right next to me, and I'll do a couple of steaks. I chop a bit up for him, and every bite I have, I give him a bit. He loves it, don't you, boy?
So if you type into YouTube, cook steak on the Ninja air fryer, it'll come up with it.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
that.
YouTube shorts as well. You know, like YouTube shorts on that.
Yeah. I will definitely do that.
I thought that burger and chips were. I thought that looks good. I'm ordering one, and I ordered it off back of that.
Didn't you see? I showed in the video the bag, the Burger King bag.
I didn't see it.
You were just looking at his plate, weren't you?
Yeah, I was hungry.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, that's it. I'm ordering one.
I knew straight away. As soon as I seen the burger, I said that doesn't come out of an air fryer. That's a double cheeseburger meal where you get two. You get chips and a Coke from Burger King. Because I get it myself.
Would it
no fries on you, is there? Okay, no fries on our case.
I couldn't stop laughing.
I knew the cape were. I knew you were taking the piss with the cape because I could see it in the wrapper. You know what I mean?
I'd only just got the thing. I haven't read none of the instructions, nothing, and I just got it. Just come through the door, and I just done the video. I didn't take time to prepare anything like old Sparky did. He sat and he done it really very professional video. He done a blinding video. For professionalism, he done a wicked video. I'm not going to never take that away from him. But when it comes to having a laugh, I think I've done That's all I've done it for. State of piss. I could never have known all that quick.
Oh,
You know, Uncle JJ, come on.
yeah, you're a kidder.
Yeah, it's just a
Joker.
bit of a joke and a bit of a laugh. That's all I've ever wanted to do on here, you know, guys. I've only ever came on here just to have a laugh, get a bit of company, and I've never really wanted to get into the politics and the hatred, and I have been dragged into it here and there, but I'm not no more. No way. I just want to just talk nicely to people, get on. That's all it is for me. I don't give a shit about algorithms, fucking algorithms, you know.
Yeah, and I think people should be allowed to go wherever they want. And even if someone doesn't like someone's channel, then
Exactly.
I don't think you should be called off for going there.
No, it's just so childish, isn't it? And that's why I've sort of like started doing StreamYards now, because it's a place where everyone can come and everyone is equal. Come here, and if you're naughty and start any trouble in here, then you're gone. Simple as that, because I don't want it in here, and that's the only rule I want from you guys. Let's just try and get on. I mean, obviously, if you have a little argument with someone, we can try and sort it out there and then. But if it continues, I can't have it here.
I can't see anybody causing trouble on your channel.
I would hope not, because not only that, it makes me ill, all that stuff. I mean, I might come on here and act like it you know, it's because nothing bothers you, but it does.
I know, but back in your heyday, what would all your real mates say about like this beef online? You would laugh at it.
They'd laugh at it, yeah. They'd say, "What that shit?" They'd even laugh at me being on here. You know, if some of our mates there knew what I was doing there, they'd say, "What are you doing on here, mate? What's all this about?" You know, they'd take the right piss out of me.
But some of the people are like that on here. They think they're like the big gangsters and they hard as nails because they can shout online.
I just don't get that. I don't get it. I mean, you beef up your chest, man. How's that beefing up your chest because you're shouting online at people? I need to have it right. I mean, I'll actually, if you want to have a problem with me, but it's not hard to find out where I live. Come, we'll sort it out face to face. Hopefully, by the grace of God, we end up over the pub having a pint. If it ain't, it ain't. I'm 57 years old. I've got serious illness. You really think I want to be beefing up my chest on here and fighting in the streets? Are you having a fucking laugh?
Yeah, well, I'm probably guarantee you that if anyone was going to drive 4 hours or how many hours to come to somebody's house, you're going to be tired by the time you get there. And when you get to somebody's house, he's got wife and kids in there, and he's going to spring on you like a fucking big bad mean motherfucker because he's got a wife and kids. And the surprise is always a lot greater than the wait. When you've been waiting in a car or on a bus or a train to go somewhere, and you're springing on someone, yeah, you've got a lot to deal with.
And it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's like it's a childish thing, isn't it? We're all grown men on here. I mean, I've seen a lot of it, grown men, and they want to just go and, you know, some of the things said, I would admit, some of the things said that like when you got some people that you know really, really go, I would say, yeah, go and see that man, because that's bang out of order what he's saying when they're talking about your wife and your children and shit like that. And that holds consequences when I was younger, and I think it still does now. But I can understand that, totally understand that. But at the end of the day, why do you even want that on here? Why should it come to that? It's getting to that stage in the first place that baffles me. It really is.
Yeah. You know? We're living the edge of keyboard warriors these days, you know.
Yeah.
It don't make sense, man. When we can't all just have a laugh, go where you want, talk, and even, you know, come together, forgive, move on. Let's start afresh. It's been a big learning curve for me. The last, I think it's nearly 2 years now I've been online. It's been a massive learning curve, you know, to see what I've seen and be and I took it personally, man, because I've took it sort of like it was heartbreaking, you know. A lot of the stuff I've seen on here has been heartbreaking.
Yeah, and I think that's with a lot of people. They hold too much for YouTube. They on here so long, or they've been on so much that they expect YouTube to do them good.
Exactly. This is what I thought when I first came on here. I thought it would be completely different. You know, being able to talk to people face to face, and yeah, I thought it'd be completely different.
Yeah. Well, it makes you swim, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah, I think my heart is too big for me. I mean, when I went through recovery, Arkash, it was a Christian rehab. I'm not going to lie about that. So it was about godly principles and shit like that. And my mind did need brainwashing, if you like, because it needed taken out and washing and rebuilt, if you know what I'm saying. And that's what had to happen because I was out of.
Which one did you go to? Dan Wells?
I've been a few. I went one called the Nehemiah Project was the last one I'd done. Yeldall was one, and I can't remember the first one. The first one I got chucked out because there was a women's rehab across the other side of the road, and I sneaked one of the birds in and got caught in a room with her. The second one, I took hostages in a room and OD'd, and they threw me out there. But yeah, they was cancelling me, and I went a bit nuts. And I want to let them go from a room because I've got this schizophrenia thing going on. I thought it all went a bit pear-shaped for me. So I held them all in a room and I wanted to let them go with drink and drugs. And I didn't give them none. Then I went into the toilet and I OD'd myself. And that's the God's honest truth. It was terrible what I'd done, but I got thrown out of that. And the third one, hit an hour in the head. I ended up working there. Working there. And that was called the Nehemiah Project. It was a charity. By the grace of God, they paid it because the second one, that one I took when I said I took the hostages. That one I was funded by the Criminal Justice Board. I was the first ever person. I was the representative of this fucking new scheme they brought out to fund, prisoners that have done like lots of years in jail and all that. And I've totally fucked it up. Made me feel terrible, that did. But in the end, I couldn't get into another rehab. I couldn't get funding. But then this rehab called the Nehemiah Project said, we'll take you just on, your dole money. You have to turn your dole money over to them. And I said, I'll do it straight away. And we will give you a weekly stipend, which is money to spend while you're in the rehab. And I said, yeah, I want it. And it done the trick, mate. I ended up working there. Even going college.
The main thing is you smashed it. I didn't do rehab, mate. I just one day said, enough is enough. I moved town to where nobody knew me, and I did it from there.
Yeah. Well, need to stick it. Some people need different things, different strokes, different throats, and
it is. I've sat with a guy who did a rattle. That was for about 3 weeks. He'd been in and out of rehab all of his life, and he could never do it. And he wanted just to get on the straight and narrow. To see if he could do it without rehab, and he found it difficult. But it was difficult for me just waiting, hanging around with someone that was just crawling the walls constantly, shaking all the time.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, the rattles are hard.
I was rattling for about 12 months, mate.
Before he relapsed.
A full 12 months I was rattling for. It were horrible because I come off three different drugs.
Yeah, I was a fucking naughty. I was into everything, really. I'd take anything that stopped me feeling who I was. I had such self-hatred for myself that I'd take anything not to feel reality. It was that naughty. Just didn't want to feel the reality of life, and so you just take anything, didn't you? It was crazy. I mean, coming out of being a sociopath, though, is really hard because for me, I don't know anyone else. This is my own personal experience. When I come out of being, that psychopathic, sociopathic behaviour where you have no thought or feeling for anyone, all you want is the drug anyway. So, you rationalise, minimise and justify anything. Coming out of that and then realising all the shit that I'd done and the robberies and the people that was affected by that, it was the most painful experience. The feelings were so painful, even more painful than a fucking boil or a fucking toothache, or cutting your heart out. It was, oh my God, it was I was just crying all the time, just literally crying with shame, absolute shame and guilt. So making amends was massively important to me.
Well, it's mad when you get your emotions back because it's a flood of emotions, isn't it? You can't explain that to somebody.
Even now. When I get these things, these feelings of guilt, then when the victim attitude comes on me and the self-pity, I'm like, it's just, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And I think really that's what I like to see the good in people. And I think that everyone's got a chance, So when I see all this shit that goes on in here, I just see the good. I want to see the good. I don't want to see the bad.
It's like all the gadgets that you've got, JJ, yeah? It's because it's stuff that you couldn't have before, you know, like when you were an addict. And I think it's the same for me. You know,
that makes sense.
People are going to stop doing these videos, you know, like, oh, I've bought this, or, you know, and doing a demonstration on it, because I'll end up with a fucking house full of gadgets, me, if they keep doing that.
Well, I know exactly what you mean. It's just another addiction, isn't it? You just look and you get addicted to the postman coming as well, believe it or not. You know, knowing that you're going to get a letter every day and you're opening up a present, it's like Christmas every day, and then all of a sudden it's gone, isn't it? The buzz is gone, you're after another rush. It's just deflection from addiction.
Yeah,
I've got to work on that. It is, Arkash, it is, man. It's another addiction, and you know what? It can be equally as damaging. So I've got to look into that big time and stop doing it. Come here, boy, stop it. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm talking to you, so if you get annoyed, because I ain't paying him attention. That's it. All right. Everybody then. You've got loads of food down there. You're not always getting chews and shit. And it's good how you can read your animal. You can read your animal, can't you?
I was listening to him snoring the other day.
Yeah. People think that animals can't talk. Oh, they can talk. All right. If he does things, I know exactly what he wants. At the moment, I know exactly what he wants. He wants me to go out and get him some little chews that he likes. So he's sitting there biting his feet, and because I ain't doing it, he starts biting his paws and self-harming. When I go out and get a chew, he'll stop doing it.
Self-harming.
Yeah, self-harming. I promise you. He starts self-harming himself, biting his bloody feet. Then I'll get you a chew in a minute. Putting it away from me now, saying, no, I want it now. All right, wait there. I can take you lot with me, can't I? Getting you a chew.
It's no choice. It's no choice but to get up and get one. Now he's mentioned it.
I know. Well, listen. I'll get wrapped around them little fingers. Still not used to boundaries. I keep saying no. It's like the kids when they phone up and they say, "Dad, can you lend me 30, 40 quid? Because I need this, that, and the other." I've yet to say no to the little fuckers. And you can guarantee the other fucking three to phone me up saying the same shit on the same day. I don't know how they do it. They must be telepathic, all of them.
Oh, they'll be all in a group call together, like a group chat. They'll be like, "Oh, he's flushed today. He's feeling happy."
Yeah, they get me. They get me every time.
Possibility number 2: they might be getting all this money borrowing off you, but they might not be spent on themselves. They might be saving it up to buy you, like, I don't know, a trip to the moon.
A real trip to the moon. I'll go up there and I'll do an audit on the moon. I'm the man that eats the cheese.
That'll be an easy audit. There'll be nobody there.
Yeah. Can you imagine that, landing on another planet? Because if you do land on another planet where there's no life whatsoever, you are actually the king. You are the authority. You're everything, aren't you? Can you imagine that feeling?
So you're going to get back.
Yeah, you're fucked as well. That's another one. Yeah, you said exactly the right thing there when they landed the moon. How the fuck did they have enough energy to get back? What a load of bollocks. They used it. So going up there, they used this great big fucking rocket that's full of fuel, and they say they used gravity to get back and all that, and it was just a silly little capsule. And they used it. None of it makes sense.
They left the cameraman on the moon to film it.
Yeah. he's still up there.
Yeah. Did you see the thing going up there? And it's a portable camera.
Yeah.
Not back in them days, it weren't.
Yeah. And how did Nixon phone the moon? You know, without any satellites, because satellites weren't invented then.
Yep.
All phones were just land-based.
Exactly. And what for they can tell us is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, and I can't get a signal down the woods, especially when I'm down near the river.
Yeah, it's you know why? Because what happens with your signal, it reflects off the water. That's why your signal cuts out when you go to water.
Yeah, but when I'm out at sea, I still get a signal.
That's true. Finding a signal somewhere is hard enough just with a mobile phone, yet they can get a signal that goes to Mars.
Yeah, it all depends on how far the reach is because everything's triangulated between 3 landmasts.
Yep, bounces off towers.
Oh, it doesn't bounce off towers. They just send and receive information. That's how they do it.
Come on.
That's why they call transmitters and receivers. That's how they've always done it.
Oh,
It's
he's
just
doing
digital
anything for a
now.
treat.
As
Look at this
opposed
guy,
to
what?
the way it used to be.
Look, he does anything for a
There
treat.
he is.
I'll get him these out, right? He sits down there, driving me bad, biting his paws, won't come up. As soon as I rattle here, as soon as I do that, he's up here. And I say, sit there like that, and he just stays there looking, look, anything for a treat.
He's got the life of Riley, hasn't he?
Fucking love this little boy. Oh, love him.
Bless him.
Can't beat animals, mate. You know where you stand with them, don't you? You know, you feed them, you clean them, and they just love you, don't they?
Yeah.
They
Simple.
do try and talk them dogs. They're crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, he tries to talk. He goes, he looks at me sometimes and he goes,
Yeah, they make a funny noise, don't they?
Yeah. Especially if I'm going out and he knows I'm going to leave him in. I've got a video on one of my vids. I think it's the first one I've done before I deleted one of my channels. And I'm going out. I was at a wedding. And I had to come back to look after him every few hours. I had to getting cabs back because you got to every few hours you got to come back and look after your dog. And he just started going to me. She didn't want me to go back, and I didn't go back then. After the video, I just stayed there. I made my phone call to my brother, so I'm not coming back, man. He's too upset.
They're brilliant dogs. They don't judge you. You know, they're always faithful.
Exactly. I don't want
No,
to play mind games with you, or
you know, when you've got a cat, you know, all they care about is food, and then they'll go out at night, and then they'll go and get fed by somebody else. Traitors.
Yep. Yeah, human beings will always upset you. They say never put faith in anything but God and your dog.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what they say, though, isn't it? Everything in the world's back to front and upside down. And when they say believe in God, really they believe in dog.
Dog. God backwards. In your boy. I think they called a dog because they're unconditional love.
Somebody said that the other day, didn't they? Dog, you know, backwards is God. I heard somebody say it on the channel the other day.
Yeah, well, I say it all the time. Backwards is God. I said it on a film, on a video I made about my Dyson.
My favourite backward word is. Wait, it's not a word; it's a name. First guy who landed on the moon, Neil Armstrong. If you take Neil Armstrong, and spell it backwards, it spells alien.
Yeah.
Wait, you've surprised me. You've come out with a world of knowledge just in this video, to be honest, in this chat.
He's always been knowledgeable as Arkash. You were like that on Telegram, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm just what I am. It's nice to be able to have the freedom to say stuff and.
Yeah, well read. That's not right. It's not what you say, really. It's how you say it, isn't it, mate? And I think that everyone, if we had respect for each other and come on here and stop relying on all the drama and the arguments, because I'll tell you what does me, the amount of people that love it. It's just unbelievable.
You know, they don't get bored of it. You know, they just love that. You know, I'm not into that. You know, like fighting trolls and all that. I'm not into it, mate. It's just like I go on there. I've been on a cesspit a few times. I'm not running a cesspit down it, right? So people don't think I'm doing that. But it just gives me an headache. And then what I find it doing is when I come off of there, after watching it, I hear all that shit in my head, and I hear all that crap in my head, and I'm actually find myself being nasty to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think I hear the voices in my head. You know, the arguments. That's why I have to be really careful. You stay on there long enough, and it will turn you. You know what I mean?
This stuff I have found that, to be honest.
Anyway, JJ, I'm going to jump off. I've got some shopping to do, mate.
Okay, my brother. Thank you for jumping on. I better push out the link for people. All right,
are you doing it online, Anthony, or are you going to the shop yourself?
No, I'm about.
Are you going to the shop yourself, or are you going to do your shopping online?
No, I'm going to the shop myself.
Oh, right, cool. Well, be safe.
It'd be all right if I lived at the same town as my mum. I could just jump in car and go, but she lives like 10 minutes away from here. So I'm closer to town, so it's just easier to just go on bus.
Yeah. Go on your bike. Get some exercise.
On my electric bike, somebody will nick it.
We've got a lock, haven't you? And a backpack.
No, I ain't got a lock. I need
You
to get
got
a lock
electric
for it.
bike? Are they good?
Well,
I've got another bike, anyway.
Arkash's bike's better than mine, isn't it, Arkash?
No, I haven't got an electric bike.
I thought you had.
I had one of those, what they called, them chairs that are electric.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On my dad's side. Fuck me, did that help for shopping? It was actually, it's something I actually need. I needed that for shopping. But where the shop is just up the road from me here, it's just a little 2-second walk. I didn't really need it now, but it was a good thing, I must admit, for my illnesses. But since I haven't had it and I've had my little dog, I do walk a lot further now. So it has it's two things. It either makes you lazy or, you know, but the benefits were I had something to put my shopping on and bring back. So it did really help, but it did make me lazy. I depended on it in the end.
Little ET basket up front.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, I used to always shopping, stick it on it, go to Lidl's, come back. Well, I had a Lidl's across the road then. I live in a different place now, and it's just a little Nissa shop up the road. So I wait for my kids to come down to do the big shops, and I'll sort of get my little shopping at the Nissa that's just there. So I don't really need one now. So I'm glad when the batteries ran out and it all went, I was actually glad. It did make me lazy.
Right, I'll catch you both later, yeah?
All right, see you later then. So I am
See you
then.
later, Arkash.
Bye.
Yeah, man, guys, someone want to jump up and give me an Arkash, some company, something else to talk about?
Yeah, come on, guys. What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Come on, get up. Oh, with 50-year-old gamers on here.
Yeah, big up 50.
I like him. Love 50. I don't think he does anything wrong. He just reports, reporters, isn't they?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he reports. I know he just puts videos up and.
Yeah, just videos. Reports the same as
Oh yeah, all right, okay. Because reporting channels.
YouTube Asylums. They report on what the things that goes on.
Yeah.
No, not reports channels. No, sorry. Don't get that wrong, people. I didn't mean that.
Yeah. I know. I was just rectifying us.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what if people want to do them? You know, I think they're good things. They're not hurting nobody.
Yeah, they're just putting on what happens on the channel. Where is that bad? I don't see why people get the hump with it so much.
I mean, like Roby's, that's all I've ever known him do. Like that type of like morning news for what's been going on, just to give people a bit of inside information who haven't got time to sit and watch all their lives. Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything what went on with it if it wasn't for the two Robs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know anything because I watch their little thing and it gives me an insight and it saves me going on there and coming off having like schizophrenic episodes, you know what I mean? And that's the truth. I'm being really honest with you there. Okay. Because when I do go on there and I see all the arguing all the time, it really does affect my illnesses. So
yeah,
I have to be careful with it.
That's right, because it's a negative vibe, isn't it? You know.
Who we got?
I'd advise anyone to go and watch a cartoon, Monsters Inc.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
You right, pal?
How are you, mate? I've never met you before, so
yeah.
I'm John, JJ, or John, whatever you want to call me, JJ. Or I've done away with the uncle. It's a bit weird, everyone calling me uncle. So I've done away with it. Just JJ's good.
Yeah, have you had a good friend? Have you had a good day, my friend?
Yeah, I'm a good day, thanks, I.
Nice one.
This live stream.
Yeah. Hey, Jackie, buddy. Good to see you, buddy.
Where's Jack? Have I done it? Guys, stick all your links out. If you got channels you want to promote, stick your links out, please. And if there's enough people on here and you ain't subscribed, then get subscribing to some of these beautiful people. Jack, Jack, our buddy, yeah, he's funny. He's done a really funny one. He is. Pardon?
And they new boomerangs, yeah?
Yeah, I've got a few. I've got another one coming. And I had another 2 come the other day. I'm going to wait till summer. And I'll get out there and I'm going to give them all a try and see which one's the best. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got about 7 now and I've got another one coming. So I'll have about 8. And I'm going to go and test them all. Yep, well, 3 of them are just on my wall. They can stay there. But the other 5, I want to go and see what they're doing when the summer comes. It's not easy for me in the winter with a dog and all that. Or maybe when my nephew comes and he visits and comes and stays here sometimes. So when he comes, I'll get out with him. Yeah, guys, please start
Cool.
putting all your links out. Guys, can someone put Arkash's link out, please?
Right, Uncle JJ, I've got to shoot my pals. There's something at my door.
Okay then, mate. God bless you. If you want to pop back down, it's always here.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, mate. God bless you. Yeah, I've yet. I mean, they've come nearly back to me, the things, when I've thrown them. It all depends how you throw them. It's all technique with those things.
Yeah.
I mean, they go all over the place when you don't throw them properly. But you just got to get the technique down to a T, and then I reckon they'd come right back. So you can, like you see on the video, grab them.
I've never thrown my boomerang, never ever.
Try it.
Yeah. I've always just kept it as an ornament.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've got one in my bedroom. It's an antique one. It's very vintage, but it's bent.
Yeah. This one says it's like authenticated, so I've never like.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I didn't have a little front of that.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a nice one.
It's like
oh my God, I've got exactly the same one. Exactly the same one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got it. It's on my wall. Look, hold on. It's exactly the same. What's this? Get the camera. Yeah, in the middle. Right in the middle.
Cool.
It's exactly the same as yours. That one and that one, Nanya sent me from Australia. Yeah, he sent me them from Australia. I mean, that one I bought myself. That's a cheap one. I've got a load of others out there. But yeah, it's actually the same.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm yet to throw that one myself. I just stuck it on the wall because all the artwork on them is so nice. I didn't want to scratch the artwork or get it muddy or.
Yeah, that was the same with me. I mean, I had one years ago, but it was just like a print. Wasn't like...
Yeah, and them ones I'll throw, the ones without all the artwork on. I don't mind throwing them about, but them ones was too pretty. I didn't want to smash them up or get them dirty or. I stuck them on the wall.
Yeah, I spent years as a kid with a football, and I know it doesn't matter how good your football is. If you don't play on grass, your leather won't last very long.
Yeah.
And it's the same with throwing boomerang. I didn't want to lose all the paintwork and stuff.
It's like when we was kids, we used to play cricket with a baseball bat.
Oh yeah, hardcore.
Yeah, you know, they used to throw the big ball, but we used to use the baseball bat instead of a cricket bat because we didn't have cricket bats. Obviously, we had we used to play cricket with a baseball bat.
Yeah, so that game around.
Oh, it was Andy Darwin. Sorry, I could not stay on just at the. Sorry, Andy, I didn't know that was you. God bless you, mate.
Yeah, big up, Andy.
Yeah, I do know who you are now. Andy Darwin. I didn't recognise, never seen you before, but nice to have met you. Anyone else want to pop out? The link is pop up. The link is pinned. Yeah, throw out your links, guys. 50-year-old gamer, throw your link out as well. I want you all to start doing that. You know, there's people in here that may not be UK transparency. Love the UK, you know. Not for diamond. Okay. Anyone want to pop up for a bit? Want to be brave and come up and introduce yourself and have a chat with me and Arkash? Dodge. I've known Dodge a long time. I like Dodge. I didn't do really bad in here, really. We got up to 50 people earlier. I think we've got 30 now. For someone who's only just started, that ain't too bad, is it?
Oh, I'm muted.
Maybe we should have a tear up, Arkash. If we had a little tear up little
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you get about 300 people.
You're talking about organised crime,
Yeah, organised crime, mate.
organised argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it goes on, but I've never seen it.
Nah, who knows? I do think some people do. I do believe this, that they'll come on sometimes and agitate it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, bring it on without
I mean,
actually.
I'll just say life is a joke. Well, not life is a joke, but like I like to have a laugh and a joke.
Yeah, that's the same with me, man. That's all I care about.
Maybe sometimes I might watch a little bit too much Ricky Gervais, and I might come across that I'm being nasty. But in my own mind and heart, I'm just being nice, even if I am calling you a stupid cunt.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm pretty much the same, you know, in that respect.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest. I mean, I don't really want to fucking upset anyone on it. And I mean anyone. It's not what I'm about. It's not what my recovery mentally or in my addiction recovery is about.
Well, look, I've said this for all my life. Love kills hate. And going back to what I was going to say, the movie, I know it's just a cartoon for children, but Monsters Inc., it's all about monsters scaring children to get the scare capacity. Like, it builds energy and they store all this energy and use it. Like, the monsters use it somehow to run the city with electric. But this is true. This is like everything's reversed.
Oh.
So rather than scaring, we want love. So
Did somebody order a tear up?
Whoa!
Yes.
Did someone order a tear up? Yeah, come on, Vincent. What you got to say, son?
Oh, I can't help you. I'm too nice. I am too placid and just too nice.
I don't know. You know what? A lot of people say that about me, but obviously, you know, I'm not. Well, I can become easily triggered and go into one and want to fucking see heads on poles. And
you know why they say you're nice, JJ? They don't want to trigger you. They don't want you kicking off.
shit.
How are you guys? Hey Ash, how you doing, man? My two favourite men on the internet, honestly. Two beautiful men.
Oh, stop being gay.
That's true. That's not gay. That's as masculine as you get.
Well, thanks for that. As well, Vince.
Yeah, I've got a really sore throat, as you can probably hear.
Yes, I can.
Not sounding my usual self.
Yeah, I had that back last week.
Oh, I just can't shake it. Just won't go away, you know.
Yeah, I know that.
You need like, have you been in the sauna?
No, I don't really do anything like that.
I'm a great believer in honey and lemon tea.
Yes, I haven't got any honey in at the moment. I've got a bag of lemons.
Well, do some honey and
lemon tea is very good. You don't necessarily need the honey is good, I will say, but you can do just lemon tea.
Can I do marmalade and honey? I've got marmalade.
Don't be sick.
Yeah, I think marmalade.
But I remembered today, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she says, I'm going to take some Lemsip. And I remembered I've got some Lemsip, so I'm going to take a few of those tomorrow.
Yeah.
See if I can clear this thing.
Yeah.
What's going on then, guys? What's the word on the street?
No, we was just having a chat about all sorts of topics, really. Just topics. We've been talking about flat Earth. We've been talking about the moon landing.
Oh, no. Yeah.
9/11.
JJ was saying that gamers come out to be a flat earther now.
Yeah.
My videos.
I found that amazing. He was on Andrew J's last night, and he was like, he even mentioned you in a positive way. I'm not being saying anything or we were saying, I was listening to Arkesh about the flat Earth, and I found it really interesting, and I've been looking into it. And there's whole continents that we ain't even told about, and he was quite excited about it. So it's definitely something passed on to him.
There are compelling arguments both ways. I mean, I wouldn't come out and say I'm a flat earther. I wouldn't go the other way either. But there are compelling arguments both sides, and if anyone ever researches it, it's very interesting. Both sort of bodies of evidence, you know.
I think I'm on more of the level of what you just said. I don't necessarily believe it, but I 100% don't dismiss it. There's a lot to it that meets the eye. And like I said to Arkesh earlier, for me, when I did have a little look into it, it just told me of an alien influence. If that is the case, and we have a firmament over the top of us and all that, then that is built by some kind of technology.
That's where it said the alien comes from. It's an old term. It's just for extra terror. Extraterrestrial, you know. Extra terror, extra terrain. And that's all it is on the Outer Lands.
Somebody that I've really got into, mainly because he's a nice guy. His name is Paul Cook, and that's the name of his YouTube channel,
yes.
Paul Cook.
I follow him as well.
Yeah, and he talks a lot about old age technology, which is an interest of mine, and I know that a lot of what he talks about is true. He talks about geopolymer. So basically, all of these amazing structures that we see from tens and tens and tens of thousands of years ago, they weren't individual pieces of rock. They were poured structures. They were created by man, but that's a technology that didn't exist then. This is the puzzling bit. I mean, he's at the moment he's highlighting cities in America where these buildings were built or established, whichever way you look at that, in 1899. But when you look at the photographs of when they were built, they look 300 years old.
There you go.
And
there's a lot that hasn't been told us. Exactly.
There are lots of gaps in our history. Lots of gaps. That's the interesting
people as well. Bit. I like Paul Cook always with the photos with the people. Some of the photos, there's no people whatsoever in for.
Can I ask that name again? Does he have a link? Can that guys? Paul Cook?
Paul Cook, his name is. Let me find his. I've got.
If that link can be put in, so I can join that. I'd like to watch some of that. Sounds really good.
Let's see if I can find them.
Yeah, and you can see a lot of the photos are staged because all the people will be facing the camera when they should all just be walking about in their own ways.
And public eye ministry, hi guys. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Some of the sort of theories that he comes out with, they're really compelling. I mean, for America, there exists a number of photographs of pretty much every city in America, or most of them, taken from the air. So an aerial photograph taken in 1890 or 1900 of a city empty with no life whatsoever, no vehicles on the roads, no people in the streets. Now, what are the chances, Uncle JJ, of getting a photograph of London, an aerial photograph in daylight with no people around?
Impossible.
It's very difficult to do.
Not difficult, it's impossible.
So if I put the link in the back, because I'm not a mod here, if I put the link in the back.
Yeah, you're a mod. Have you said anything? Have you said anything in the chat?
No.
Say something in the chat, you'll be a mod instantly. Just say something in the chat, I'll do it.
Hello.
Everyone's a mod on here, man. We have total equality on this channel.
Well, this is it, Mr. Beautiful Blues. You know, there seems to be rather large gaps in the information that we're given. These aerial photographs were taken. I'm just dropping Paul Cook's link in the chat now. These photographs were taken at a time where aeroplanes weren't flying. I mean, they did have ways of doing it by using apparatus or a kite or something like that. But these photographs are very odd to look at, very eerie. And then there's lots of photographs of mass amounts of children with adults outside these municipal buildings. Yeah. And I'm not going to start going through what his sort of theories are on these things, but it's really worth a watch for anyone. And he's
big in the game. He's got nearly 60,000 followers, so he's definitely big in the game, mate. So he definitely must have something interesting to say.
He's a super nice guy, and he does like a 3-4 hour live stream very often at the moment. And I sit there gripped, you know, just listening to it like a radio in the background as I'm working, doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a little look at that.
Recommend us.
I'm going to start doing that, man, because I'm going to admit I'm a thickly to planks, really. I haven't quite ignorant on a lot of stuff. There's only certain subjects I know about, you know. So it'd be good to look up these things.
Well, it's not ignorance, JJ. It's just unawareism, you know. It's these new sort of ideas are presented to us. They're very interesting. Even if it wasn't true, it's still really compelling, some of the photographs he's showing, you know.
But what is scary, though, if it is true, why have they gone through such great lengths to hide it from us? Which proves to me or to any normal person that if they're hiding something, then there is greater, greater knowledge.
That's the biggest question, isn't it? What went wrong last time? Did we nuclear sort of bomb ourselves and destroy the world? Did we come up against our masters and beat them? Or
well, a
almost,
lot of things that Paul Cook that are like he talks about. Maybe when you mentioned the word giants, but all the like doors, windows, buildings, ceilings were all really big and high. And over one period of time, we've like leveled up. We've like whether it was a mud flood or we've just gone on and filled up all these towns and cities with soil. Like the reasons for and why, and
there's a really interesting.
It is. It does take it down a massive rabbit hole.
There's a really interesting angle that he has with his work as well. He's been to Malta. He's been to many sort of European countries, in the UK as well, and finding these caves, Uncle JJ. And these caves have seemingly what look like channels for wiring, channels for water, channels for sort of powering these places,
Yeah.
And these caves just seem to be far more advanced than a fucking cave should be.
Well, that's just amazing.
But
It's lots of technology, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
I
but
certainly believe we've been here longer than they say.
there's nothing in history that suggests that these caves were ever occupied in a civilized manner, And these caves are everywhere. They're in Nottingham. They're in Surrey. They're in Worcestershire. They're all over. And once you start looking for these types of structures, you see them everywhere. Really, really, really odd.
How comes this ain't big news then? How comes you don't see this on the news, in the papers? Like, this is big news.
Because you're going to ask questions, and they don't want you to ask questions. They want to fill your mind with their thoughts for you to think.
Agreed on that one.
You lot on panel are mad.
Well,
You could be right.
You could be right with that one, Mr. Pupil Blues. We're definitely
Yes.
Why
Pupil Blues. Come up and have a chat with us. Come on, mate. Oh, there's another guest. Oh, he's gone now. Sorry, I didn't. Who was it? Did anyone know what the guest was?
Because there's been a really vicious porn bomber today.
Oh, was there? Okay, so they've gone and right.
Watching
Yeah, I think one was just on here. They timed him out and got rid of him. Called something about autism. Why would you write something like that? What was his name? I can't remember his name. He's gone there.
I've seen a lovely video of yours, Uncle JJ, your little nephew. No, sorry, grandson.
Yeah.
Playing Operation with his tubes on his chest. Ah, bless him! What a beautiful.
He wants to do his own channel, highlighting shortcut syndrome. That's what he wants to do.
Your grandson does.
Yeah. Well, who's this guy called Bigger Junic? Does anyone know him?
No,
I
he's just a
wouldn't
porn
bother
bomber.
with him yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Well, pyramids. Someone mentioned pyramids in the chat there. There's pyramids in every country in the world, believe it or not.
Yes.
Every country in the world has pyramids. Hid with mud and soil and trees now. Some you can still see, but a lot of it's all just grown over.
You know what? I'm only going to let people up here that I know. And if I don't know you, you're not getting on. So don't bother trying, guys. I won't even look at you. I don't even want to see your face.
Make sure your measures for bringing somebody on are quite stringent, JJ.
I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. So at the moment, until I learn how to do it, I'm just not letting anyone on don't know. That's all I can do, really, isn't it? What else can I do? I don't know how to do all that.
What you can do is bring somebody on and make yourself full screen immediately. I don't know if you've mastered that.
How do you do the full screen thing?
Well, you'll see a little square in the top corner of each of our avatars that you're looking at the bottom row.
Well, I'll tell you what's faster than that. Under the box where we all are, there should be like four boxes. And if you click on the first one on the left, that'll just make you big screen.
Try that now.
That's boxes where? The first boxes on the left, yeah?
Yeah, like under the panel, like screen where we all on.
Yeah, right. So I press one of them. It says post comment layout. Would it be layout?
There, press it. It should just like alter like the screen layout of like how you.
Yeah, it says layout. Let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, got it. And that makes. And what have I done there? Right, close tip. Yeah, share screen, close tip. Am I on? Just me? Done?
Nah. Try. It might be easy to do what Vince said.
Are you on laptop or phone, Jojo?
I'm on a phone. It says
Oh,
layout.
okay.
I'm pressing the one where it's just one screen.
It's a lot more intuitive on laptop. So you're moving around the configuration.
Oh,
There, you're
it's
full
done it.
screen now.
Full
Right, when
screen
you-
now.
When you
Right,
press
there you
the
go.
first
I'm full
button,
screen.
do that again.
There's Big Tunic and Torbs. I know that's not Torbs. Show me your face, Torbs.
Get your boat race out, Torbs. We know
Get
what you
your
look
boat
like.
race out. Yeah, that's my Torbs, man.
Oh, don't let him on then. Switch your camera off.
That's my Torbs. Hold on. That might not be. Let's have a look. Is that you, Torbs?
Hello?
Whoa.
That's my
Oh.
Torbs, mate. Good, son.
Well,
That's my Torbs.
Ah, yeah.
Go on, that's my Torbs, mate. That's my Torbs. Yeah.
What's going on?
Just
What's
been
going on,
doing
John?
just doing on a few lives now and again now. I mean, these new meds I'm on, they're fucking really work,
Right.
mate. But they're not new meds. They've upped my other meds.
I need
So
some
obviously I weren't on enough. So they're working good. So I thought I'd just do a few chats, a little.
I was
Little
on.
dog.
Do you know what I was on, JJ? They had me on these fucking metazapine, man. They had
Oh
me
yeah.
take them on a night. I had to
Yeah.
take one on a night. I swear down, mate. Honest.
They're not.
Like, it didn't fucking make me have a buzz or anything, but when I woke up the next day, mate, I couldn't stay awake. I couldn't
Oh yeah,
stay awake,
they're
man.
weird. I have that with a citalopram.
Yeah, so I fucked them off, mate, and then I nearly ended up on section. This was about a year ago. Nearly ended up on a couple of section 18s because of it, man.
Yeah,
Well,
I know what
we
you're saying.
looked
They can be naughty if you're not on the right ones. I'd agree with that.
No, I
I
just
agree with
off
that.
myself. I just stopped taking them, JJ. I took them for a good few
Yeah.
months. Sorted my head out, really, though, I think. But saying that, I don't think anyway, because when I go back and I look at my recordings, mate, and I watch myself, I think, fucking hell, what planet was I on, man? Hopeless, mate.
Yeah, I know. We all say. I'll tell you what. I think everyone on here has learnt a lot over the past year, and hopefully we can all learn from it and start chatting as human beings on here. You know, this is what I like. But I'm on Respiridon and citalopram, and what they've done, they've gone from
I was on them. I was
yeah,
on
they've
them.
gone
What
from
the fuck,
4
give me
milligrams to
back,
8
man.
milligrams. Yeah, that's the one, and it's
Joint
still
weight.
at work, man. I was in a bad way, a really bad way. I didn't realise how bad, to be honest. My head was all over the top.
I was on them with the telegram, JJ, but they give me a bad back, man. So I had to come up them. And then I went on them with metazapine. Okay, now, mate. But off it. But off it, I only had one on a night. I was waking
I
up,
think I
mate.
know what you're talking about because that's what they took me off to put me on Respiridon. It was called that. What you're saying?
Metazapine, but you have to take it on a night.
Okay, they zombilized you, yes, made you like a zombie, dribbling and fucking falling
Well,
like that.
no, not on the night when I had them. I just felt normal, but on the morning when
Next
I woke
day.
up, I couldn't keep
Yeah,
my
I
eyes
was
open.
dribbling. I was all over the shop with them, and my head was going like this. And God, I said, I don't think you're giving me the right. And I found this Respiridon, and they're the ones. They're the ticket.
They sorted my head out. They sorted my head out, JJ, but I was waking up, like, for the first few months. And back then I had to take, I had to, it's off it down here. I had to take fucking out of work then, so I was getting up, going to sleep again on the settee.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to get in the car and drive, and I was thinking, I'm fucking not safe to be doing this, mate, so I stopped taking it.
Yeah.
Stopped taking them, man. And then I ended up going like fucking, I ended up getting violent and all that again, man. So
Okay, well, if they're affecting you physically, and then the next day mentally, then obviously they're not the right one for you because they can like misdiagnose you with meds. You know, it took me ages. I was on Largaxol, your Azepam, all sorts of different ones before they got me on this Respiridon, which was correct, and that's the correct one for me, and that's what worked for me. Yeah, that was yeah, that's what I've just done. Some Azepam. What one did I just say? Largaxol. That was Largaxol and Tritrazole. That was a yeah, they mixed them up. They'd come in, wouldn't they? And when you went on your psychotic episodes and crash you up the arse, and you was like,
off it, wasn't it, mate?
yeah, I've had loads of them, mate. I tell you what, I used to go a bit nutty, mate. Who's bigger, Junior?
Well, he's asking you to let him on. He says he wants to genuinely come on. Do you want to have a practice with getting your full screen when you let somebody on and then give them...
Yeah,
don't
but
even know
JJ,
it
you've
is.
got to be dead quick. If you put it on full screen first, then you let someone off, it'll take the full screen off, you know.
Takes you off some full screen, then you need to put it back on full screen quick.
So
Soon
what
as
you do,
bring him on.
JJ, put them on
Leave the
dead
full-
quick and then press the button dead quick. Well,
Yeah.
saying that, man, you can gain your confidence first anyway, JJ. You gain your
He's-
confidence and then you mate.
He
Yeah, well,
started his
fuck it,
channel
you're right.
a year ago, JJ. Bigger Junior did. So
So he's got a channel.
he's got a channel. He's been around for a year. I don't know
Oh,
if
Bigger
he's-
Junior, just come on, fuck it. If you get your dick out, it's up to you. Oh, fuck
It
I
better
don't
not
care.
be a big dick,
Johnny-
Bigger Junior. Better not
Yeah.
be big and black.
If your dick is
Only
bigger
one-
than mine, right? If your dick is bigger than mine, what?
You're out.
Okay, can you know what, Bigger Junior? Yeah, unsubscribe, go away. You're not going to say that to me. Go away,
What-
do what you
what's
want.
that,
Okay, shall I unsubscribe then? Yeah, unsubscribe, mate, because I don't give a fuck about that shit. You're not
You
saying it. You're
drama
not coming
queen.
on. You're not coming on here ever. All right, thanks.
Well, that answers it. He's got a tiny dick, JJ. Tiny.
Fuck's sake, why would you
Tiny
write
little
something like
tiddler.
that? Ban him, someone. Just ban him. Get him off. Silly shit. I don't even know who the geezer is. I was just asking who you are. Just told him to come up and he writes that. What kind of shit is that, man?
Right, Johnny, here, come here.
As soon as we're talking about dicks, UK lady pops in. Hello, UK lady.
Hello, UK lady. I like UK lady. I'm a fan of
She's
Roster.
lovely,
She's
isn't
lovely.
she?
You know, UK lady's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely lady.
Wow. What a woman.
Oh, what a woman, all right.
Oh, here we are.
Hey, I tell you, here, JJ, you've been struggling, mate. I tell you what, man. Let me tell you this. Wait, I'll take the seat. Johnny, leave. Wait, I'll take the seat phone.
Right, he's
JJ.
come up here again. Should I let him on or what?
Toms, are you delivering for Just Eat there, my friend?
Guys,
I won't.
should I let him on? Show me your face, Bigger Junior. Show me your face. Bigger Junior, show me your face. He's not showing me his face, guys. What should I do?
I don't know. It's up to you, mate. But
Do you reckon you can get him on a full screen it, JJ?
I don't think I'd
JJ,
be
you've
able
got
to do that.
to be quick, man. You've got to be quick, JJ. I'll just leave it, mate.
I'll leave it. So I can't unsubscribe, mate, like you said. Public eye, big up, son. Yeah,
Oh,
unsubscribe, like you said, if that's the way you feel,
No,
mate.
you don't have to unsubscribe, man.
I fucking let him. That's what he's written in the thing. He said, should I unsubscribe from you just for not letting him on? I'd rather him do that. I mean, listen, if there's 50 million people out there, all you 2,000 you that subscribe to me, if you want to unsubscribe, go do it. If you think I'm here for subs and shit like that, you're talking to the wrong person. None of that.
That's right.
crap.
Here, JJ,
What?
listen to this.
What?
I've got some fucking info for you. So,
Oh, mate.
Mel said to me, I don't really want to say it, but anyway, I know you've been struggling.
Yeah. Right, big
Well,
time. I'm
listen
all
to
right. I feel a lot better now, though.
Yeah, I think God moves in mysterious ways, right? Because, truth be known, JJ, I've been struggling the last couple of days, right? And a lad who I've knocked about with like all my life before drugs, and then
Yeah.
we got on drugs, and then sort you know the dance. We sort of separated. Always kept in contact, so to speak. And fucking what you call it, I only seen him the other day, JJ, right? But like he's a big crack smoker now. Anyway, the last flat he had, he went in the council, shot the keys at the fucking housing woman, and said, "Fuck off! There's fucking people in me fucking flat, man. They've got me flat fucking bugged and all that, right?" So anyway, I seen him the other day. He just grabbed his car and he asked me for a lift. So I went like a dickhead, give him a lift and all that. And I was looking at him, man, and listening to what he was saying to me, like fucking speaking in code. A code that I don't even understand the fucking code he's talking, man. Let me in. Not one of them. Give us
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah,
clue
right.
what you're talking about. But JJ, I thought, you know what, mate? This is where God works in mysterious ways. Call it what you want. Call it God. Higher power.
Yeah.
But I looked at him and I thought, do you know what, mate? I'm glad my feet are too big to fit in them fucking shoes today. You know what I mean? How we John?
Yeah. That's a good story, man. That's beautiful.
honest, mate. But then I feel guilty, though, and think. But then I think, why should I feel guilty? It's not my fucking fault he's like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it ain't. It ain't. Well, we feel guilty. That's just another excuse for us to fucking go out and use them. That's what's been happening to me. I was so close to using. You won't believe. I was actually on the phone. The phone was ringing to get an Henry up here, right? And then I saw a thing that Mel said about the baseball bat, and I laughed out loud. And then I just started talking to her, and she sort of talked me out of it. Do you know what I mean? That's how close I was. My head was so fucked up. Very close. Very close.
Mad, innit, JJ?
Yeah, it's mad. It creeps up on your subtly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You can be close. You can be close to it, JJ, without even knowing. That's how cunning it is, man. And baffling.
Yeah. I didn't have fucking clue. I didn't even realise I was in that position.
I mean, I've done mint, mate. I don't want to be going fucking backwards, mate.
Nah, nor do I. Because I'm not the sort of person to buy a bag. Oh, go on. What are you going to say, mate?
I've cancelled my fucking. I was going away, going to go away for fucking 3 nights order, and I've cancelled it and everything, mate. I'm thinking I'm not even in the dead space to be doing things like that. Listen, mate, I went to Magaluf and fucking found gear. Do you know what I mean? If I found gear in fucking Spain on another island, I fucking found it in Birmingham. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm not in fucking. Fuck that, mate.
Bad sort of throat for about 2-3 weeks now. Ugh.
Yeah, but listen, you need to go to the shop and get yourself. You've got your lemons. You need to go and get some honey. You must have a local shop near you.
Well, dude, there's a
Squeeze
big shops as well.
glass.
Drink tea, honey and lemon, better than any beach.
Better than anything. You can even go online on Just Eat, right? And if you go online on Just Eat, they do deliveries.
Yeah.
So you can even get it delivered to your door right now. Just buy a few other extra things that it comes to about. You've got to have over a tenner's worth or something. Get it delivered if you can't do that.
All I've eaten since I've been back is just fruit every single day. Just loads of fruit, strawberries, everything. Just trying to get some goodness into me. My diet's really bad sometimes, you know.
Yeah, mine is for a diabetic. I swear it is. I know exactly what you mean. We don't look after ourselves.
Green tea, Manuka honey, and fucking slice of lemon, man. Bob's your uncle. Telling you.
That's what I said that to him. I said, you got to get that lemon. That lemon is the one. That's what does me every time.
I swear by that. I'd rather drink that than fucking have Beechams and all that. Beechams don't even do fuck all, man.
Swear by it myself. I was actually worried about you, to be honest. You've been in a bad way as well, because I've texted you a few times and that, and I thought you were all right.
I haven't been myself, JD. I've been clapped.
And it's weird, isn't it, then? So we're exactly the same position as what I've been in. That's weird.
When I look back, JJ, and I reflect, mate, yeah, I have been close to it without even realising. But then I fucking end up in me fucking mate's presence, and I'm thinking, how the fuck did that happen? I haven't seen it for about fucking 8 months. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And last time I seen him, he was telling me about fucking throwing flat keys at the fucking council woman. You know what I mean? And then we're going back around in the same circles, and I'm thinking, you know what, mate, since 2012, I've lived a mint life, but since 2015, I've lived an unbelievable life, JJ, because, believe it or not, mate, and I don't say this with any pride or ego, I'm always shame, guilt. I fucking come from the gutter, mate. Do you know what I mean? Since 94. The gutter, mate. Couldn't go any further. Well, you could always go, but believe me, there wasn't many more basements for me to live, mate. The next one would have been death, I think.
There's been a lot of moon activity recently as well. I think we had a wolf moon about a week ago, and every time I'm looking up at the sky when I'm out, there's a big shining moon, and that has a real effect on people, you know?
Yeah, so they say. I'm a big believer in that. Big believer in that the world, the globe. We're definitely living on a globe. If you've been on an airplane and you see the sun coming up as you're flying, you know we're living on a globe, mate. Definitely not flat. Definitely not flat, mate. I remember coming over to Ireland for the first time on a long haul flight, coming back into land, coming over to Ireland, and the sun was coming up. I can't describe it, but you could see it fucking like a circle, man. There's no way this earth is flat. Not having it.
I wouldn't dismiss it, because I wouldn't dismiss it, but I don't necessarily believe it. But I think it's very, very interesting. It's very interesting stuff. When you look into it and you look into to some of the stuff and why they believe it, it's very compelling. And all knowledge is power. It opens up an whole new world.
As Dodge the Badger points out, hence the word lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe that we've had men on the moon never, ever.
That one, 100%. I don't believe that
No
at all.
way, mate. You couldn't go through the fucking thing.
We were talking about that earlier, me and Arkesh.
Couldn't go through it, mate. To just disintegrate, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what I read as well. I read there's so much radiation on the moon that they've even got the technology to build a suit to land on the moon. This is what I read.
Before you even get to the moon, JJ, the radiation, there's thing with atmosphere. Yeah, I can't think what they're called now off the top of my head. But go through the first one, the temperature alone, man. Temperature alone would just fucking burn you to a crisp. And then the second one, I can't even think fucking off the top of my head, but I know. Radiation, mate. No chance. I know where them fucking papers been.
The vacuum, don't forget.
Yeah,
the vacuum. Yeah.
The supposed vacuum.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't add up in what we've been taught in our mainstream schools as well. There's a lot of things that just don't add up.
Yeah,
and I've always questioned that.
A few times, JJ, and that's a contradict myself a few times, mate.
Exactly.
You know
So I don't. That's why when I think and I try to think of things logically, I really try not to dismiss anything that's said as total. You know, because when you start thinking in that total way of thinking, you're only thinking one-dimensionally. And I think if you think three-dimensionally and you look outside the box, there's so much knowledge in what everyone has to say. So I think that's what I try to do now. I won't dismiss anything or anyone's beliefs or what they think, because it all holds something that you can take away, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you fixed? Well, fixed.
I'm just going for it.
Are you in a better place, JJ?
I mean, since go on, public. Since Mel advised me to phone the mental health. I phoned the mental health, and they said yes, we do need to come anyway because I had to do an ECG, and I had a really good chat with them. And then they got through to me, doctor. They said we think you need to up your meds. Took a couple of days to kick in, the upping of the meds, and yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. A lot better.
Lee.
In public, he got in contact. We had a chat and loads of people. It was really good. It was really nice. So unexpected.
Guys?
This way, man.
All good, public. What you up to, son?
Johnny, this way.
Good lad, good lad.
Oh, that's the one. More. Where are you going? You're going through.
Respect to the panel. Hello to the panel and hello to
Right, how do you get into the back chat here? Oh yeah, I've got it. Go on, mate.
I'm saying it's good to see and it's good to hear that you're back on the up. I'm glad to see they've sorted your meds out and been to see you and got things off your chest, mate. So it's good to see that you're back on the the up, mate.
Yeah, it really is. The big fuck is this Speaker Junior. He's writing in a back chat now. I've never even known the fucking geezer. Then he goes on about taking away and unsubscribing. But, you know, if you've respected me up until then, I never even said nothing. I said, come up then, I don't know who you are. And you was the one that said about unsubscribing. Now you're saying you've always respected me. So, well, what's this supposed to mean? I don't understand it. I don't even know who you are. I've never met you.
Never heard of him.
I've never. I don't like to disrespect people. I don't like them to feel no way. Did you have a channel? I didn't
check him, man. Check him. Check him yourself, man.
His account's a year old, but he's new on my radar.
So you can't even check him. It's gone now. Anyway, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's only because I haven't looked in the back chat. I just looked in there and they were talking about other shit. Go on, sorry. I'll get it off your mind now.
What are you saying, public guy?
I'm saying, how you doing?
Oh, good, man. Just plodding on, kid, at the minute. Just fucking staying afloat, man, I think. Without even reading.
I've been out and about all day, mate. I've been driving around all the different hauliers, seeing if they've got a job for us, like.
The best way to do it, mate, right? If you just passed your test on the fucking, because what was happening is they were fucking shutting everyone through the heavy goods, not even a year ago, right? Then just letting fucking people jump in trucks, and there was loads of them having crashes. So what it is now, they're reluctant to give fucking people who's just passed the test a start. So the only way to do it, public eye, is agency, mate.
I've found that one out.
Aye. Get yourself through an agency, mate. And then there you go, man. You've got your experience, haven't you?
I've been around about 10 different hauliers today, just driving around, dropping in on them and that, and having a chat with them and all that kind of stuff from my CV. But I haven't completely fell on deaf ears. You know what I mean? They have said they'll take me CV and that, but word of mouth, like what you've just said, like I've got a few lads who do the wagons and that, and they says it's one of them industries. Unfortunately, a lot of places will not take unless you've got experience. So it's got to
some shunting public.
So it's a case of, like you say, Redchester and Raleigh agencies, and just kind of take what they give us until I get the experience.
That's it, isn't it, mate? That's it, man. And just keep registering. And if you don't get out off the agencies, keep chasing them and showing them like you're fucking eager to work. Do you know what I mean? Just keep chasing, man. Yeah. Like, even if it feels like you're chasing your tail, man, just keep chasing, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I'll get there, man. I'll get there, mate. I'll just, like I say, it's just fucking. I don't know if it's because it's a new year. Everywhere's quiet at the minute. It always goes quiet in the new year. Do you know what I mean? So that might be an issue. Or
there's that as well.
Do you know what I mean?
What I've just said there, mate. New drivers would have an accident, man. So they were fucking. So if you just, do you know what I'm saying? So they were. They don't want to take a chance, man. Agency,
I get that, mate. I get that.
Agency, and you know what? Sometimes, mate, you get an agency job, do fucking 2 or 3 months on the agency, and then they take it on full time anyway.
I know, mate.
That agency just getting your foot in the door. Not only that, you're getting the experience, aren't you? So it's a win-win, really.
Oh, that's it. It is, mate. I know, mate.
Oh, guys, can I ask you something? How do I get my avatar? I mean, on one phone where I'm doing this, it's my avatar's up, but on the other phone where I'm looking at, I haven't got an avatar.
So there's 3 buttons in the top right-hand corner, I think, JJ. You know, there'll be all 4 of us down, or 5 of us down below. Can you see all 5 of us? In there, top right-hand corner of your fucking screen, there'll be 3 dots. Press that.
Yeah, and then press that. It says new tab, incognito, history, downloads, bookmarks.
No, man. No. Do you know down the bottom where Arcas was trying to tell you?
Oh, yeah, right, I've pressed that. Right, what do I do? Go on settings.
Go to settings. What else? What other options have you got?
General, camera. It says general, camera, audio, recording, layouts, guests in settings.
I think you're in the wrong one, JJ, but go to settings.
I've done settings. That's what it says in settings. Shift video to comment banners. Shift videos up for comments and banners. Audio. Oh, audio avatars. Oh, what's an audio avatar? It's a press.
Shits and giggles in the chat. Shits and giggles in the chat. I'm based in Sunderland, mate.
Oh, fuck it. Who cares about the avatar? I'll do it another time. Go on.
Fucking hands raising, man. Fucking holding this lead in this phone. Like, Johnny, wait there. I'll put this glove on. Wait. Don't dare stand on that phone, shit. Wait. Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Are you feeling any better, Vincent? Because I've seen you and heard you being a bit poorly lately.
Solo layout. Oh. Okay. Exit solo layout. You can actually do it by pressing on your avatar. Put you up front.
Hey, JJ, I've just put 2 shorts on there. Remember when me and it was no Yorkshire Essex?
Yeah. That was my best day out auditing. That was even better than the next one that I've done when I went out.
I've just made 2 shorts out of it, kid.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was a really good day.
Before I come out.
It went better than I thought, and it was so funny that we met the coppers that arrested me. That was weird, wasn't it?
I know.
Do you remember
I'm sure
their
that
face,
copper
Dodge?
that we were talking to, JJ, I'm sure he's been on another video since, you know. Sure he has.
Lordy,
sure he has.
I think it was called Lord of Audits. He done one a few days later, didn't he? In the same place. He never got nowhere near the interaction you guys did, but it might have been on that one.
And
when
JJ,
I looked at him, I said, "What happened to my bag?" I had a carrier bag full of puff, didn't I? I said, "What happened to my bag?" But I remember his face. I'll never forget the look on his face when he put his head down.
yeah,
That
but
was so
JJ,
funny.
listen, you were there with us, right? You were there with us, so you seen the way we were doing things. Did we do anything special or fucking anything suspicious or anything like
No.
that to get any interaction?
No, none, nothing at all. No, nothing.
You know what I mean?
I promise you nothing. We just went in, you asked a few questions, we went round the back, and everyone just come to us. They just come to us. You didn't do nothing wrong. Even with that police officer, when she was trying to say you was getting into the back, he was like 2 meters away from the bloody, not meters, that's a bit much, but he was standing well away from the gates, and she
I was
stopped.
near their car door, wasn't I? And I went round the
She stopped deliberately to say, "You're doing this," and she started making up a load of stuff. I mean, I couldn't believe that myself.
She was on that case, wasn't she?
Yeah, definitely.
It was just an excuse.
Definitely.
That was an excuse, man. She was hoping that loads of colleagues would come out and back her. That's what she was hoping for. So to get some colleagues, they'll back me up because they do. That's what they do. Even when they know that the fucking colleagues in the wrong, they'll still go with it. But it was a good day, that was JJ, wasn't it? I drove about for well over a week. Yeah,
it was fun.
I drove about for well over a week with a big fucking samurai sword in my boat and forgot it was there.
Yeah, I know you've done that. You only we even got permission from the police for you to travel with it from one place to the other, so you was really lucky. You know. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, like whoever ain't been out ordering, it takes a lot more guts than you could imagine. I'll tell you what that now, because I've got to admit, confronting the police the way that these guys do, I'm an old school guy. I've either ever gone in there and said yes sir, no sir, or had a fight with them when I've been out me nut. But to actually challenge them is harder than you think. I found it really difficult.
I know it is, and when I used to watch like fucking Marty B and fucking Live Free and AB and all them, and I used to watch it and I think I can do that. It's a piece of piss. But the first time I went and done a fucking video, mate, I felt I can't even get my words out, man. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't even speak, mate. It's hard. But then it just comes natural.
I can agree with that, like, Todd. The first time I done my first audit, like the police station audit, man, fuck me. You know, like, it's all well and good watching it, and it's all well and good, you know, supporting and whatever, being a subscriber and a viewer, but when you put your foot on the ground, mate, and you walk on the site, and it's your first time or your second time, fuck me, mate. I've dealt with police all my life, mate, and they don't intimidate me in the slightest. But as soon as you turn on site with a camera and you're doing it, mate, fuck me. My arse was nipping if I'm
it's mad,
being honest with you, like.
Yeah, I know.
It's mad.
I done South Shields. When I done South Shields, I thought, fucking hell, I feel nervous. I'd been doing it a while then. I thought, fucking hell, I feel nervous, man. Why? Never, ever intimidated me, ever. And then here I am feeling fucking...
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
But now it just comes like putting a pair of socks on now. You know what I mean? It comes like riding a bike, man.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah. I was supposed to be going out.
How's Johnny getting on?
Johnny's on the end of the lead with me now, going on a fucking... You know what it is, mate? It's been bad weather up here, right? So I haven't had him out, like, on his night walk.
Yeah, same here. Tyson's going nuts to have his go over the fields and all that, but it's just been pissing down with rain, and I haven't been able to get him out there, and he won't go out. So the weather is...
Should have seen the wind up here last night, JJ. It was fucking brutal. And I swear down, if you don't take him up on his night walk, mate, what it is, he's getting you up. Oh, I swear down, man.
Yeah.
The wind was bad where I was last night, mate. So it must have been a north thing or a northeast thing, mate. It was absolutely fucking brutal.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Chop, what's happening, mate? Get up here, Chops. You should be on the panel.
It was here, mate. It was fucking brutal. Yeah,
the weather has been brutal. It's not been good for animals. I'd agree with that.
And what it is, even if it's some fucking thing we just mild wind. I can't take Bella out because what it is, anything that moves, and I mean anything. It could be a blade of grass and she's fucking, and I can't stop her. That's one thing I cannot fucking stop her from doing, mate.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
love
fucking
Maddie, mate.
a prey
Maddie's a
drives that
awful
eye,
dog.
man. You know what I mean? Johnny's not as bad, but Bella's a different fucking. I swear down, Bella's fucking up. She's up it, Bella. Honest to God. Kill me when you think
How old is Johnny now? He's 4 months, isn't he? 4 months, 5 months.
Johnny, no, Johnny must be about a good fucking, I don't know, JJ, they reckoned he was 5 months when we got him. This way. Johnny, this way. Leave. He's trying to go up the big fucking staffy thing, man. He's off it. Johnny! Come, this way. Goodbye. I'd say he's about 9 months.
9
Maybe a
months.
little bit older.
Yeah. He did look a bit bigger than what you said. I thought, when I first saw him, I thought, he looks a bit bigger than, I feel, he looks more of an adult dog than he does a puppy.
It's nearly as long as Bella now.
Yeah,
Well,
he's a
that one
beautiful looking dog, though. He's lovely.
You can say he's still a pup, but what it is, JJ's a handful, man, or he's going to be, because they haven't done that with him again for a couple of weeks, and I haven't, to be honest, I haven't done that with him compared to what I've done with Bella, and what it is, Mel's son come in the other week, and went to stroke him, and he fucking had got his hand, and then Dane come in the other day, so he was going to fucking watch the house for me, and Mel, and he had Dane's hand as well, so I'm going to have to
You
do
got to get that
something.
under control, Tob, like.
I know, public, kids. I'm going to have to got loads of work to do with him, really, I'm honest. Get my head from under my arse, man. I don't even know what's wrong with me, man. There's fucking out to be, listen, I don't say this with any ego. There's fuck all for me to be dressed about. I don't want for out. I drive a nice car, I wear nice clothes, I've got fucking food in the cupboards, I've got a roof over my head, I'm fucking with the love of my life. There's no for me to be fucking head up my ass for.
I know, this is, listen, you have the thing we used to teach in the rehab was called the budding system, is a build up to drink and drugs. You can have a high bud where everything's going right and everything's great, and yet for some reason you still feel like having a bit of thing, and you get the low one where you're really depressed and this, that, and the other. So it can work both ways. I've been on the depression one, I think, but it sounds like with you've been on the higher, the build up.
I was like that a few months ago, Tob, to be honest. Like where, like you say, like there's nothing physically or whatever wrong, nothing's going on. You know, like everything's in order, but like I still felt fucking down and depressed, and I didn't want to get out of bed, and you know all that kind of shit. Like,
that's
what it was with me, mate.
Give this a try. Do it for a week. If you've got a Wi-Fi box, turn it off. If you've got a router, turn it off for 1 week and see how you feel.
You know what? That actually does make sense, but I couldn't do that because I want to watch telly. You know what I should do is just stay off the Wi-Fi for a while.
When you go to bed in the night time, turn it off at the wall or unplug it.
Yeah,
I'm do that.
Right, mate. I think he's right.
I think he's right.
I'm coming on here all at arms, no fucking good, man. That's why I'm being about the last week or 2 weeks or however long it is.
Yeah, I lasted 3 days, then got dragged back on, and then I haven't been off since. But I'm actually glad that I did come back on and that these things did happen, because then I would never have come on and confessed what is going on, and I would have just probably been you wouldn't have heard from me because I'd have been using. So I'm actually glad I did. Yeah. So it works the way it should.
When I was down in the fucking dumps a few months ago, Tob, I just what I done was I just rang like me mental health doctors and that, told them like, fucking hell, I cannot motivate myself and that, and you know I was having all these horrible fucking thoughts and feelings. They just changed me meds. Well, not changed them, but like up the dosage.
Exactly what I said. Yeah.
You know what it is?
Now I'm alright.
Yeah, well, listen to this, mate. It's even down to your diet. So what it is, me and Mel, both fucking being lazy as fuck. I just doing palm rolls. I know our people don't know what palm rolls is, but doing palm rolls and pizza and Indians, and do you know what I mean? So just sack that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that tonight. That's brilliant advice. Oh, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm turning my Wi-Fi off tonight.
Honest, mate, so since I've changed my diet as well, I started eating proper food, so she's just got a big meat hamper there delivered today. And what it is, when I've been waking up in the morning, I've been fucking last 2-3 mornings I've been getting out of bed, man, where fucking usually when you just sit there for the day, open my eyes and I just don't even want to get up, man. And I think, why? I just fucking, you know what I mean? So,
Yep. I've been
Mental,
feeling
yeah.
that in the mornings. This morning I did not want to get up. I mean, I have to because of the dog or whatever, and you have to have your meds, but I didn't want to get up. I just wanted to fucking just put a pillow over my head and stay there all day.
it's horrible, isn't it?
It was
horrible.
took a lot of strength to get up. Plus my leg was,
You've just got to fight through that phase where you didn't want to dine out or get out of bed or get a wash or whatever. You've just got to fight through that and fucking.
But he just said something that's really got in my mind. Do you think this fucking Wi-Fi shit is for controlling us?
Not controlling.
The internet
I don't know about
controls
controlling.
everybody.
I don't know about
The internet controls
controlling.
everybody.
But it's the fucking, I don't know, man, signals it sends out, man. You know what I mean?
Because I've been having extreme headaches as well. That's going off tonight. As soon as I go and sleep tonight, that's going off.
Yeah, you're better off, man. I'm going to JJ, true story. Johnny, man!
I don't dismiss that, mate, because remember, there's all these signals coming in. It's all right if you get your telly plugged in to your aerial, it's coming through an aerial and you get your thing. But with that, my one's always on because I watch online stuff and you have to have Wi-Fi to get my channels. Do you know what I'm saying? So a radio wave has to come from that box to that TV, doesn't it? In here, and if that's on all the time, maybe that's the headache.
Yeah, well, you can put the internet, you can put the internet cable into it, JJ. You don't need to do it Wi-Fi anyway.
Yeah, but all routers nowadays anyway produce Wi-Fi signals. And it's like
the Wi-Fi signal comes to your phone. You're exactly right. I'm turning that off tonight. I didn't even think to give that a second thought. That makes sense.
You live in a square box, you know, and them things.
Yeah, it's not good, man. And then all
that makes sense to me. That really does. I really believe that shit.
Yeah, but JJ, do you know what's even more though, JJ? What it comes down to even more. So there, I've just been saying, so I've got the lass, I've got the house, I've got the food, I've got the dog, I've got a car, I've got everything, man. Do you know what I mean? I've got money. I'm wanting for nothing, but all that stuff that I've just named there is the outside stuff, and it's the inside job, man.
It means it sort of means nothing when you lose it, doesn't it? You know, you think, fuck me, and we call it the Johnny Mac experience in the rehab. You want to shoot yourself in the foot, no matter how good you got it. You want to shoot yourself in the foot.
It's all material stuff that I'm saying I've got. Do you know what I mean? But it's all right having all that, but I haven't got peace of mind because I'm fucking demented. So it's all right having all that stuff, but if you're still demented, mate, do you know what I mean?
And then years talking about that earlier.
And years ago, JJ, I used to crave it and think. I used to think if I had this and I had that and I had a fucking woman and I had my own house and I had this and I'd be all right. Well, I've got it all.
I know the one. Geographical locations and what you think you're going to have is going to happen. All you got to do is sort your head out, and that's the most important thing. And you know how we do it, lads? We all do it by being open and expressing ourselves on here. That's exactly how we do it.
Not on here.
I mean, being open. It's easy to say being open with everyone. I mean, in private we talk our private stuff, but on here we can just say this is how we're feeling. You don't have to. I don't mean our private stuff, obviously, because people use it against our total private stuff. But I think the other day when I came on here and done that live and expressed myself, it fucking done me the world of good. I didn't give out no information or anything. I just said, look, I feel like fucking using, and it fucking helped. It really did. Because if I didn't do that, I'd be at it right now. And that's the honest God's honest truth of it all. It's made loads of sense. And I'm worried about Vincent there because he needs some money and fucking lemon. It's unlike him to be so quiet.
I do need some honey and lemon. I do. Coughing my guts out, which is why I've been on mute.
Well, I'll tell you, I've just had a lemon, honey, and tea, and I feel great.
Yeah, I've run out of lemon and honey, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to get myself some honey and lemon and start practicing what I preach and start drinking some of that again. Because I used to drink it all the time.
Lemons, don't forget.
Come, Johnny.
You know, Torbs, I think a lot of these modern issues are down to what we eat, what we consume, you know. And I do truly believe, and I don't fucking practice it myself, I'm a hypocrite, but if you eat as healthy as possible and live as healthy as possible, you're the happiest thing. We have such chaotic lives now with large responsibilities. Compared to 30 years ago, life was so simple then, you know.
I believe that does play a major part in your mental health. 100% it fucking does, man. 100%. Do you know what I mean? If you'd have told me that 5 years ago, I'd have went, you fucking off your head, you mate. But I believe it does. It does, like.
It does.
All this process fucking bullshit. No
what
good,
you
man.
need to do is release yourself of as many things as you can, you know. Maybe all this digital stuff that we're all consuming heavily is no good for us, and we just don't know it.
I know. And I've stayed away from it, mate, for a week, or maybe a week and a half, and I feel a lot better. And that's why I am going to just fucking... I'm not going to be on here nowhere near you. And I won't be doing my own laps now. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I won't be on here as much as I used to be. I'm fucking down, man.
I'm fucking down extremely. I mean, I did come back on, but I must admit, that 3 days that I had off, it did make me feel a lot better. So it's going to be few and far between for me as well. I don't think I'm going to totally dismiss from it.
Over, Johnny.
But I'm definitely going to really calm down. I mean, I like doing a few lives now and again now. I think that was good. Because it just gives me something to do, a little bit of a purpose.
We get obsessive, though, don't we, JJ?
I don't want to do that. That's what I don't want to do, because, you know, living alone as well, you get a bit, you just want to talk to a human being sometimes, which is nice. It's okay saying phone your kids up and all that, but you can only say so much to your kids online, can't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's people you can phone up off YouTube, though, JJ, isn't there?
Yeah, you can phone as well. I think what I mean about this, I think it's more of a purpose. It gives you a little bit of a purpose and something to do. When you do this stuff.
People you could phone. Do you know what I mean?
As long as you don't become obsessive, what you're saying is correct. As long as you don't become obsessive, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I know. But what it is, people like us, JJ, that's had them fucking issues, pass me the tissues, addiction issues, mate. It's very easy to start obsessing without even realising that we're obsessing. And then you go, fucking hell, where did that 2 years go? Oh, yeah, I've been tapping a lab for 2 years, that's where it went. You know what I mean? I could have been fucking travelling the world.
I can relate to that as well. I mean, you know, I'm guilty of it. And if everybody's honest, I think we've all been guilty of where at a time or a period, whether it's now, whether it's 6 months ago, I think we've all invested far too much time on YouTube. Yeah. Whether that's, you know, whether that's on people's panels, or if you're just a person who stays in the chat, or if you've got a channel, or you've only got an account.
To be honest, though, I think you managed it well, mate.
I think what?
Sorry, go on. Yeah, I think you managed it well. You went on like the likes of fucking well, not all of us, but a good few of us, mate. Fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? You were all, but lately, I don't know about the last week, like, but the last fucking month or two you have, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, public life, you never used to be fucking on the way you are now.
I'm not, and do you know what it is? Like I don't know. You're right. The past, I would say, a good 6 weeks lately, especially over the Christmas fest, like the period and all that, I was on like fucking everybody's panel. I was in the chat. I was winding everybody up. I was fucking cutting the piss out of everybody. To be honest, to be fair, like I think over the Christmas, like all through December. I don't mind saying this. Like I've been drinking a lot more than what I usually do. So I think once I've had a few bevies and I've got a bit more fucking chirpiness about as I'm jumping on panels and chats and shit, you know. And to be fair, like I say, I'm not ashamed to say it. It's probably been down to the alcohol, you know, because I have been drinking a lot more than I usually would. But I'm just putting that down to being Christmas. Whether that's an excuse or not, I didn't know, mate. But I've knocked it right on the head now. Would have been the new year, and obviously I've passed all my tests, and I'm looking for a HGV job, so I need to knock the alcohol down. You know, I fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm putting it down to. You know, I've been guilty myself, especially over the last 6 weeks. I've been jumping on panels that I would never normally jump on. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, I never normally do this, but fuck,
even getting involved with stuff like you'd never get involved with. That's what I noticed. I was like, fucking hell, where's he going with that? Because that's not you. Well, that's what I was thinking.
I agree with you, mate. I'm guilty for it, and you know, I fucking hell.
It doesn't, yeah, mate, it's not a bad thing. At the end of the day, public eye, we're not aware of something. If I'm aware of something, then I'm in with a chance of changing it. If I'm not aware, then I'm fucking blinded, aren't I? But it's like me. I've been bad on lives, mate. So think about this, then put it like this. So I'm sat in a house with the love of my life, right? And she's like a fucking stranger, mate. All because I'm sat on here investing my fucking time and energy into a fucking screen, mate, and fucking arguing with people. Well, not even my arguments, truth be known, half the fucking stuff. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
And then going against my own fucking beliefs. To stick up for fucking people. We'll say people. To stick up for
Totally
people,
agree
man.
with you. I relate to you 100%.
And then Mel have become strangers.
I
last week though, I've made sure I've invested time into Mel.
So when you said like you've noticed like I'm on panels and getting invested a lot more in the last few like 6 weeks or something, 8 weeks. Do you know what it is when you've just mentioned Mel there, mate? Even my my wife, mate, like I'm coming upstairs like on the lives and all that, you know, like getting involved and having a laugh, taking the piss, whatever. And then like I'm going downstairs and just saying like, well, like you're spending fucking loads of like hours upstairs when normally you'd be downstairs with me in the bands or whatever, you know, like what the fuck, you know what I mean? And obviously I would never like put out in jeopardy your part, you know, my fucking family comes first. So anyway, you know what I mean? But it's not the fact that she was saying I'm not allowed upstairs. It's the fact that she noticed like you spend a ridiculous amount of time in the bedroom on your phone talking to fucking like lads and lasses on YouTube and that, and like me and the bands are sitting downstairs thinking, well, where's my dad? Or you know what I mean? And that hit home as well, man. Do you know? I think fucking hell, man. I'm sitting upstairs arguing with some random fucking stranger who I'm never ever gonna meet in my life. And I've got my wife and my bands downstairs. Like, what the
I know, it's madness, but then what it is, then the selfish part of me goes to Mel, fucking hell, we're in the same house, what more do you want? Do you know what I mean? I'm in the same house as you, man. Fucking hell, what more do you want? You know what I mean? That's how selfish I can be, mate. But now, when I've fucking took my head out my ass and I look and I think, you know what, you're right. You're right, we can fucking become strangers, man. You know what I mean? Fucking become strangers, kid. In the same house.
In your own ass as well, yeah.
But I'm not spending no fucking time with her. I have been the last few days, like last week or two. That's what
that makes sense. You catch up again and it becomes like the start of your relationship, don't it?
Yeah, like I went out the other morning and made like I went to fucking, she was in bed, I went out. I come home and made sure I went to Greg's and got like a bacon sandwich and brought her a bacon sandwich home and that. And I first let up as much say, fucking have you thought about me for once? Do you know what I mean? It's like the small things that you don't even realise that fucking, that I'm being a selfish cunt. Really?
You become complacent. It's called complacency, I think that's the word. You just become complacent with everything.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things, JJ. Complacency that, you know, fucking Mel's saying she's going nowhere. Fucking selfish because I want to fucking fix myself or whatever. I want to argue with someone or whatever. Whatever I'm trying to do, I don't even know what I'm trying to do when I'm on here. But obviously I'm looking out, I'm not looking in. I know that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, don't get me started because I'll start on people. But, well, I'm probably not even here, but, you know, and then you start, like you just said there, public guy, you're fucking fighting and or arguing with fucking idiots that haven't even got it in them, haven't even got a backbone to fucking look it in the eye, man. And it's like, well, what? Really? You know what I mean?
I understand, mate. I understand. We're only human. I think sometimes we forget we're human beings, you know.
I know,
we've been strong for so long that we forget how to be weak and vulnerable, and we forget that we are just as vulnerable as anyone else. We just forget about that.
You know what it is? Like, sometimes I look at it, right? And, like, obviously, this day and age, 2023, fucking hell, technology's taken over the world. Fucking the internet took over everybody, and, like, I just think the world and the life we're living at the minute, like, I just think it's fucking crazy, man. Everything's going at 100 miles an hour. This is happening, that's happening, but the next white, all that crazy shit, man. And we're only human, we can only consume so much, and we can only fucking take in so much. And fucking hell, like the life of the internet, for instance, like let's have it right. Like, whoever's got kids, or even us as adults, if we had a fucking internet blackout for a month, mate, fuck me, the world would end. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The world would begin if the fucking internet went. It would begin.
Yeah, but how would you pay your bills and all that shit?
Oh, fuck the bills. We would go out and connect with humans again and our own families.
Old school's the best school, man.
It would be the
How
best
to
thing
get the money
ever.
out of the bank and shit like. Well, I know you just go cash point. That's true. Go back to cards. No, I totally agree. Fuck everything.
Do you know what? Even the last couple of days, JJ, my mum, she's 73 this year, right? She's 73, mate. I haven't really seen much of her lately, right? But she had to go in hospital, man, and get a cataract off one of her eyes. And then she has to go back in a couple of months and get the other one done, right? But I was in a position, mate. I was in a position to go and pick her up from the hospital and that, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where if you'd have phoned me a fucking couple of months ago, I went, right, I ain't picking up tomorrow from the hospital, I'd have been all like, you're getting my real probably be alive, man. Do you know what I mean? I was even getting to the point, JJ, I couldn't get in that car. I couldn't get in that car without either. First thing, if someone was laughing, if they were, I'd jump on the panel. Or if they weren't, I'd do one myself. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's fucking highly addictive, mate. I don't think people realise how addictive it is.
It is, man. We need to talk to that program, man, for it.
But you know what it is, like on the devil's advocate and flip the coin over. I enjoy coming on here and speaking to people, and like jumping on panels and fucking, speaking to all the guys and girls in the chat. Do you know, because for me, I mean, I've like for the public eye channel, when I first started auditing and all that kind of stuff, like there's some people in the chat and on the panels who I've spoke to and commented to since day one, like, and I still see the same people or speak to the same people since like 2 years ago. And sometimes, when I come on and like when I pop on and I say this, I talk to the same people and all that kind of stuff. I enjoy that side of it, like the social side of it. But
and all that's good and well, though. All that's good and well, public eye, but in moderation, man. And when I'm only talking for me, but I haven't been doing it in moderation, mate. You know what I mean? It's all, all that's good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've met some alright people on here, mate. That are classes alright. I met some people that are alright. But from the start, I have from the start. I like you, connected with people and still connected with them to this day. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's moderation, isn't it, man?
It's like this, mate. I've always been honest. It's a bit like this. Like I connected with you. Like I think you were the first person I reached out to 2 years ago. And like now, 2 years later, I kind of fucking get rid of you. You do me tits in, man.
Yeah, you're just a bit of wannabe, aren't you?
Do you know what I mean?
What I want to be, man. What I want to be.
That's what I love. Bit of banter.
Yeah.
So, Lordy, I want to be like you, the Butter Boys.
JJ.
Be like the Butter Boys.
He must have hacked my phone, right? Because I've blocked his number about 10 times, but he still seems to get through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's mad you should say that, public eye. It's mad you should say that because Johnny, you fucking little bastard. Best time he's trying to chase a car in. Stop. Yeah, what it is, mate. I was even going to change my phone number, mate. Yesterday, and I thought I'll make a cuppa and I'll phone free and I'm changing my number, but I must have forgot. But to be fair, I still might anyway. I might change my number and be very selective this time. I'll get it as well.
It doesn't matter whether you change your number or address, mate. Lord, he'll grass you all day long.
No, I know, mate, but I've give my number out. Right? I give it out public, man. I give me address, me fucking both addresses, me both phone numbers. Not that anything happened. Do you know what I mean? They haven't even got the ass to phone you. Anyway, that man come and fucking say it. Yeah, leave it, Johnny.
Hello, Mel. Mel's in the chat. How are you, sweetie?
You know what I mean? So I like this phone number as well. It's got 888 in it, man. But yeah, I might change my phone number actually still. And be selective. But give it up. Definitely don't give it no Magnum. So, fucking hell, man.
Well, that's what you said the other day, rang about spanners and that, and I can foresee a spanner war, so I've asked everyone, just take the spanners away. I don't
want no spanners off no one, mate.
Yeah, I don't want none of them.
All my spanners away,
I didn't want them.
It creates headaches, man. This can be an headache anyway, but it just fucking creates headaches because there's fucking rogue mods, or if there isn't rogue mods, there's someone pretending to be a rogue mod and fucking blaming other people. And it's just a fucking headache. Out, Ducky, son.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason I've made everyone a mod on here, because then they can't fucking delete anyone, can they? If there is a rogue one, they're all in the same.
Yeah, but JJ, you're still going to have people, right, that's going to come into this fucking your lab for the very first time, and they won't have a spanner, so they're going, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't think them spanners are a good thing, mate, if I'm honest. Just,
I'm just trying it for now, and if it goes pear-shaped, I'll just take them up there. My dogs want it to go a poo. You just want to stay online while I take my dog for a poo? Yeah?
I'm going to swap dogs, me. I'm taking Johnny home and getting Bella. Fucking swear down, man.
Guys, keep this going, yeah? I'll be about 5 minutes. I'm taking him out for a poo. He wants to go poo.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to jump off. Thanks for having me on, man. I'm going.
All right, and whoever stays here, please keep it going until I get back. I'll go a poo. He's doing circles.
Oh, JJ, don't leave us forever.
Go on, Tyson. Get it out of here. See you later, guys. Have a beautiful evening. See you later,
Vince. It's only our Vince. Well done.
Well, see you later, Torbs. See you later, Arkash. See you, public.
You know that.
Yeah, I've took spanners off people, man, and I took fucking spanners before that, and even removed a couple that I didn't even mean.
It made sense to me. I asked everyone because I don't want to be involved with people being paranoid about me being. I would never do anything like that. No, fuck it.
JJ, I know it's not about being paranoid, mate. It's just about what it is. Listen, my plan is this, like I've just said. I don't plan on doing no labs, mate. So therefore, I don't need no moderators, mate. It's not. And you know what? And the people, to be fair, the people who were left, and some of the people that I took off anyway, are all fucking good people, man. You know what I mean? Just create fucking bullshit, man. So if no one's got none, then you know what I mean.
You would think that other people.
Yeah, but listen to this though, JJ. Them spanners can cause fucking friction in more ways than one, right? So there's the fucking rogue mod, or there's someone fucking blocking people and then blaming fucking so and so, but really it's them, right? But then there's that, like what Public Eye's just been saying there. Them people from day one that's been with you from day. Some people have been with me from day one and never had a spanner. Do you know what I mean? And they feel left out. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, man, I'm not into that, man.
Know what it is? Because the way I see it, right? Like, you know,
right, I'm going out right now, so keep it going, lads. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, like, obviously, the spanner subject, right? Like, you know, it's nice. You know, sometimes it's nice to see your name in blue, to think, you know, someone thinks of you that way, to kind of trust you being a mod and all that kind of stuff. I see that side of it, right? But me personally, like, honest to God, like, I'm not being disrespectful to any channel or whatever, or to anybody individually, but I don't want a spanner.
Anyway,
on the basis of, for one, I think in 2 years I've used my spanner fucking status. Fucking, I can count on one hand the amount of people I've timed out or deleted. I haven't, you know, honestly, mate, I can't even remember how many fucking links I've posted. I don't even use it, and like I say, I respect the people who do give us a spanner, because they must think, oh, well, you know, I'll give him a spanner because he's all right, you know, and I respect that. But in all honesty, I don't even want a spanner on anybody's channels on the basis of I don't want to be classed as a fucking rogue mod. I didn't want to be in the fucking in the spanner wars. I didn't want to be in Mount me, you know. I just want to be me.
I get you, and then if for whatever reason, not that you've not wanted to give that fucking person a spanner, just like it's just fucking you haven't thought of it, or you haven't been in when you were giving spanners out. You know what I mean? It can cause division all over the place, mate. So I've said, mate,
fucking crazy.
Listen, I've never used a spanner, maybe once or twice, like you just said there, public eye, and I don't need a spanner, mate, because truth be known, if I get fucking blocked, right, off someone, right, and of a channel, that means something to me. I've got contact details to get in contact with a person and go, some dickhead's blocked us, man, unblock us. You know what I mean? I don't need a spanner, man. I don't use them anyway, so what's the point of giving us one?
It's fucking...
Thanks for thinking
but
highly of us, but I don't even moderate my own fucking chat, man. Do you know what I mean?
I think though, mate, I think, like, you know, again, I always try and say two sides of it, you know, like, so on the side of where channels need spanners and moderators, you know, I think if you're doing live streams or you're having panels and you do like premiers and stuff, for the channel's safety, I think it is a good idea to have spanners, but as long as those spanners and those people who have spanners use the spanners in the correct way, not just, you know, like obviously have whoever's a spanner should kind of have the channel's interests and safety at heart, so they're there to protect the channel and the chat. But I just think I see like a lot of people abusing spanners. This is not me picking anybody individually. I just think, you know, I think a spanner should be there and it should be unbiased, stay neutral. Yes, protect the channel, but also protect other people in the chat and whatever. I just think there might be, I don't know, so many sides, or you like this person, you don't like that person, and if you don't agree with somebody, a lot of people's getting timed out or blocked or all that shit. I just think it's fucking crazy, mate.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen at all. I agree with you. So I removed, and I only done it yesterday anyway. Removed all, or the day before. Removed all spanners, and I even had my other account as a fucking mod.
It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking
in the chat.
Like I say, I respect people who have given us a spanner. You know, there's a few channels I do go on and I am a spanner, but in all honesty, I didn't use it. This is not me fucking falling out with anybody. I didn't really want a spanner, and that's me being polite and respectful. I didn't use it. I didn't need it, and you know, it's not worth getting fucking drawn in saying I've got a rogue mod, so fucking X, Y, or what. But you know what I mean? I'd rather just stay out of it and be me. You know what I mean?
It is what it is, but yeah, I get public eye. I think, yeah, nice one for thinking of me that highly, but listen, I fucking struggle to moderate my own channel, man. So how the fuck am I going to moderate anyone else's when I can't even moderate my own? Yeah. You know what I mean? And like I say, if I get blocked, any channels that I get blocked on, should be known, I've got contact details with them. I can phone them and go, fucking, someone blocked us, man, fucking unblock us. You know, one of them, isn't there? And then, like I've just said to you, like you said there, there's people being from day one that hasn't even got a spanner, and not because I think they're dodgy or just because they haven't been in at the time, or I fucking just haven't thought of it. You know what I mean? But then they start thinking, why haven't I got a fucking spanner? Fucking hell, I've been supporting.
I'll tell you what. I'll use that as an example. What you're talking about there, saying like people from day one on your channel or whatever who's never been a mod, right? I'll use that as an example, Tom, right? I don't know if you were in, you might have popped yourself in. It was a couple hours live. I done like a live over the Christmas, mate. And like I thought myself, well, I've got no mods. And I was looking in the chat for the people who was in at the time, yeah. And I'm thinking, do you know, in all honesty, right? No, you'll know what I'm talking about. That Kim Francis. She's in everybody's channel, everybody's chat. Kim Francis.
Oh yeah, she sounds as fuck, Kim, as well.
Aye, so she's been on my channel since day one. I always have a crack with her. You know, and she's definitely never been a mod on my channel. And to be fair, I don't think she's ever been a fucking mod in anybody else's channel. And you know what I've done? Just because, like, sometimes when you make mods, you kind of stick with the normal people who's good at mods, because there is some good mods.
That's a bad idea, though. That's a bad idea.
You always say this. you always see the same people, but at the end of the day, that's no disrespect. So what I done was I picked Kim for my first mod. You know what I mean? I said, do you know what it is? You've been here since day one. You're always good, and you have a big fucking band. I see you around, and I made her a mod. Do you know what I mean? And that's just the way I done it.
Yeah. So for now, I've took all spanners out. I've left them out. You know what I mean? Because obviously, do you know what? If I do go out, or if and when I do go out, I'm going to do a couple of fucking premieres, right? And then the rest of them, I'm just going to bang them up, man. Go out, put the video up, boom, done. That's it. But I'm going to do a couple of premieres, and then like Malcolm moderate it for me. That's it. I won't even moderate, man. I'm fucking backward. Do you know what I mean? I'm backward, man. I can't even moderate my own channel. So, but yeah, I think that. Do you know what? I think that's a bad idea, mate. Like you just said there, public eye. You see the same people in all the fucking other channels all the same people with the spanners, mate, and that's where it becomes like you just said, man. If I don't like you, public eye, and you come in here, I'm gonna fucking block you. And then you come in, I don't know, fucking Nutter's channel. I don't like you, so I'm gonna block you. Do you know what I mean, mate?
No, but again. And I've just said that, but that's not me bringing anybody down. That's just me seeing it how I see it. Every channel you go on, it's the same people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately,
the recipe for disaster, mate.
Unfortunately, everyone's not going to get on. So sometimes if you fall out with a mod, you're fucked for about 5 or 6 channels.
I know, that's it, isn't it? I know. So that's why I'm saying it's a fucking recipe for disaster, mate. So what it is, I'm not saying that because, you know, I'm going to try and live just for today. So I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So I'm surmising that, you know what, I probably will give some more spanners out. Or not more. I probably will give a couple of spanners out in a couple of months but I'm not going to be fucking spamming people who's modded in every channel because it's a fucking thing, it's a recipe for disaster, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how rogue mods start, man. Do you know what I mean? That's how all the rogue mod shit started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it just shows you people that do that and they ban people because of their own petty jealousies are fucking selfish they are. That's ridiculous. You can't do that on someone's channel.
It happens though, JJ, doesn't it?
Now
but you know what? I respect. Listen, I'm not going to mention no name, but there's a certain person.
I need to get the toilet, mate. So
all right then.
I'll be back now. I'm gonna.
See you later,
I'll mute myself. I'm coming back.
Yeah, public eye, fuck off. Right, no, but you know what it is, JJ?
Smoggy little bastard.
I love you, mate. Do you know what it is, JJ? I'm not going to say a name here, right? But what it is, there's a person out there, right, that will fucking quite openly tell you that I don't like that person, so I've blocked him off your channel. And that's wrong. But, I mean, at least I've got the decency to tell you I blocked them, but I don't believe that. Just because you don't like that. But at least I've got the decency to tell you, and they're not doing it behind your back. Half the time, anyway, I believe. You know what I mean? So, at least I've got the decency to tell you, but then once I've told you, it's up to you to think, right, well, I'm going to fucking unblock them, or whatever. But then I think I'm going to unblock them and then fucking forget anyway. So I've unblocked everyone, mate. Apart from anything to do with fucking girls here or fucking sex, fucking this, and they've all stayed on the block list. Every fucker else, and I mean everyone, I've took off.
Yeah, good.
Even MD, even all them little fucking, I don't like them, they don't like me. Even all them, took all them off the block list, mate. You know what I mean? Because, JJ, just because they can be vile law, and that's why I did block them, because they would, but you're going too far, mate. But at the end of the day, listen, I can't expect to come on a fucking a social media platform, put content out there, videos, whatever you want to call it, and then be alright for everyone to go, oh, what it is, fucking wicked audit that, man, jobs, fucking this, that. You know what I mean? Sucking my dick, if you like. And then anyone who goes against me, block them. Fuck off, man. Got to take the rough with a smooth, man. Some people are going to go, you're a fucking little knobhead for going out and doing that. And they've got to be entitled to that opinion. Do you get me?
Yeah, I understand that, mate.
But when you start going over the fucking line, going, oh, you're just a little coon. or this, then what it is that's over the line. Ever fucking come face to face with me, I bet you couldn't say it to me face. I'm only now, so and you still couldn't say it to me face, mate.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
don't understand none of it. It's all too much.
Or if they keep it real, JJ, and go listen, even if they go top, you're just a little fucking dickhead. That's all good and well, man. Have your say,
Yeah.
have your bit, have your peace. But if you're gonna go, you're not for a fucking little nigger, or you're not for a little walk, then I'm gonna say, see you later, man. I can show you, baby. Johnny Dewey. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Does anyone know this guy at Jigsaw's workshop? Is he okay?
Oh, he doesn't like me. But yeah, I suppose he's okay, JJ.
Just the other channel. I don't know him, but I make everyone a modern here. But as long as he's not a bloody.
Example, mate. Yeah, he's never got anything positive to say, but at the end of the day, I've got to expect that, man. You know what I mean? So, yes, he's alright, he speaks his mind.
Well, I've just never heard of him, but if he's not a troll, then
That's if it isn't him.
but I guess want in here to be blue so that everyone can't disbar everyone, you know?
You know, I think, yeah, I suppose he's alright, JJ speaks his mind, and I don't think he's ever crossed the line. Hey, you know,
Like I said, the rules in here is just don't be starting no beef in here. That's the only rule. Don't be starting beefs, no arguments, no vile comments, or yeah, that's the only rule. I just want to have discussions and adult stuff.
You know what? Do we class as someone being alright?
I just made him a moderator. Why ain't he a moderator? As moderator. You should be a moderator now.
It's like, what do we class as alright for? What do we class as someone being alright?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just like everyone to be on equal footing until that, and then when do you know what it is? On you, that's what I like.
You know what I mean? You've just said that profile, like you've just said, actually, as it goes, and I said this on my video that I uploaded of my speech, right? Them kind of people actually do get a bit of fucking respect from me, because the fucking least of they stand up. Alright, they haven't put a fucking face to the name, but at least they stand up on their own 2 feet and go, "Top, you're the fucking wrong. Are you this, are you that?" You get respect from me in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you get fucking people who pretend this and pretend that, and haven't got a fucking backbone, man. So yeah, I think he's alright, mate. He'll tell you if he doesn't like you. But that's good. I'd rather that, me, JJ. I'd rather someone, you know what I mean, than fucking pretend and be a snake, slivery fucking little motherfucker.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't pretend that shit. What you see is what you get. I love you. I don't like all that bollocks.
But it's me, man. Looking for me key. Oh, where's me key?
Do you know what? This last couple of weeks where I've been down, it's made me realise how vulnerable I am. No, I didn't.
Wait there, JJ.
I didn't actually realise how messed up my head was.
JJ, I'll just mute this a minute.
Come on, mate. I just didn't realise. What have we got? You still there, Arcus? Hello. Who have we got here?
Sorry, mate. I might have to jump off a minute just like get Bella out.
It just said guests, and I've looked on there, and there's no one there.
Right. Where am I turn this point?
Yeah, I'm not going to stay on for much longer anyway.
JJ.
Have you gone, Souls?
No, me, man.
Oh, your avatar just disappeared. You're there. Public eye's there.
Right. Listen.
Where's Arcus gone?
I don't know. I might jump out. I might have to jump out. I'll try and stay on, but if I jump out, I'll jump back in once I've got air settled. Yeah?
Yeah, no problem. I'm not going to stay on for much longer. Oh, for fuck's sake, what have I done? I've knocked you off now. How do I get back on? Can you hear me still, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Okay, I've got to go back through StreamYard, haven't I?
You're in. You're in.
Yeah, no, I'm in, but I'm off. I'm not. I can't see the panel,
Well,
All right.
so I've got to go through StreamYard to get back on the panel.
All right. Okay. It looks like you're on the panel, though, JJ. You're speaking to us.
Yeah, I mean on my phone. I'm not on it on my phone.
All right.
Enter studio. I've got to press enter studio. See you in a minute. Well, yeah, I know I can hear me, but I just can't see you. Enter studio. There we
Anyway,
go.
man,
There we go. I'm back
big
again.
up, you've got. There's two of you in the chat now. Where JJ, there's two of you on the panel.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. How do I get rid of one of them? How do I get rid of one?
oh,
you need-
What?
it's a nightmare when that happens. You're going to have to remove one of them, mate.
How do I remove one?
Right.
Oh, you don't want... Just remove from screen. But wait.
I'm trying to. I'm pushing the button. Nothing's happening.
Right, the
You need to
picture...
Hold up. Layout, yeah?
No, JJ. The picture at the bottom, my picture, your picture in public eyes, right below the screen where we all are now, there should be a picture of us all at the bottom. In the top right-hand corner, if you press on it, there'll be 3 buttons. Press on that, and then it will remove from screen. If not, if you can't do it, JJ, you're going to have to end this live and then start another one.
No,
Right, you know,
you don't.
just not letting me do it.
So JJ,
Right, just end this one and make another one. The best thing to do, JJ, is end this lab and then make another one.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you've got it. You've done it.
You've done it.
You've done it.
You've done it.
Have I
Yeah,
done it?
good.
Yeah, but then I can't
Yeah,
get back in again.
No, you're in.
No, but I
can
can't,
hear you.
what I'm saying is I can't see it.
It doesn't matter as long as you're here. You're here.
I can't see you. I won't be able to let anyone on. I can't see any of that.
Well, why don't you end it? Why don't you end this then and make another one?
Hold up, let me just fucking do it. I got back in the other day. It was easy. It just says enter studio, does it? If you're in YouTube.
Big up the chat. Big up the chat.
Big up you, chat.
Yeah.
You just got to look up it. When I done it the other day, it said enter YouTube.
Fella, wait, man.
Enter in YouTube. And then I enter again.
Fella, back. 10. Okay. Nicely, baby. Fella,
Am I
back.
back?
No, you're back now. That's no good, man.
Hello.
JJ, you need to. JJ, listen. JJ, listen. Do you know you're on twice, yeah? But you know the account that you've just showed your face on? You need to shut the other one down.
No, what it is, he's come on, public eye, as twice with the same device, mate.
I don't know how that fucking works.
Because what it is, I don't know, I removed myself from the stream by accident, and when I've added myself back, it's added me twice.
I don't know how that works, mate, to be honest.
Calm down, now. Wait, sit, good girl. Sit, man.
Am I up to it now?
Yeah, you're there now.
Yeah. Can you see the chat now, JJ?
If someone comes, I'm not going to be able to let them on then because I ain't got a clue how to get back up there.
Why don't you just end this and make another one then?
Channel.
Why don't you end this one?
I'm gonna fucking suss this out, man. Past. That's not it. That one coming. Open preview image.
Oh, fuck knows what you're doing now.
Oh, okay, it just says enter. Right, remove, yeah? A post wasn't created on YouTube for this, delete it. Oh, I don't know.
Fella,
That's
this
right.
way. Right, JJ, I'm gonna go for now.
All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna have to. All right, I'm gonna come on and then again because I ain't got a clue what I'm doing.
Yeah. Right, well, listen, I'm gonna fuck off, JJ, and I might come back later. I might not though.
All right,
Fella, wait!
guys, I'm gonna end the stream because I ain't got a fucking clue what I'm doing.
Right, oh my mate.
I love you guys. See you later. Thanks for coming on. Love you,
Ta-ra.
too. Ciao, then. Ciao, then.